Let's try that again, actually. Start from the beginning. Oh, I think it broke. It in fact did break. The second time it's done that. The previous day. Okay, so that one's not working. How about this one? A new day. Okay, here we go. Speeding through this because I technically already did it. Hipsters. Sticking with the hipster one. Let me squeak out the extra. What would it take for me to change your mind? Some compensation would be nice. I'ma be rude. $70 and $70. I mean 70 would probably be fine, yeah. I could go for 80, but here's your upfront fee. I don't want to keep it any longer than necessary. Alright, do the new day. Start here. Sounds fun. Alright, oh, ears. Let's do this. Go here. Alright, so what does that give me? 120? Okay, so we're at 120. Roll baller. the drinking room. You never heard this from me. Into the card room, let me get a couple rounds in. See if I can get to 150. Give me 21 on the dot, baby. 6, 16 on the bust. I know. I should have stood on 16. Wasn't good, but it was better than trying. 4, 10, 19, we'll stay. Now he'll probably get a 20 or a 21, because that's just how my luck goes. You! Cheating son of a bitch! Alright, now I need 2 wins to get to break even again. Eight, 12, come on. 22, fuck off. You did it on purpose. Now I need 3 wins. We'll stay on 19. I swear to God they cheat. I need 4 wins. Play on 17. I just have a bad feeling. Fucking... This is just not my day. Alright, one more try. We'll stay. Alright. Alright, come on, 4 more wins, baby. Give me an exact 21. Three, 11, 12, 21! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Five, 11, 15, come on. 26, you bastard. You're a dastard. You're a dastard and a fraud. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm trying to just get back where I was. You should rename this to just the Blackjack Run. 9, 11. We'll stay on 20. That means he's only got 1 shot to win. And of course, they'll probably get it. And just give me 4 more wins to just balance out, because at this point I'm not even going to try earning more. Are you fucking kidding me? I genuinely think that this game is rigged against you. Make the AI go first. Play on 17. I have a bad feeling if I try going any further. I swear to God. Sure, one more. Alright, fine. You know what? That was worth it. I mean, if there was like a pattern, which I doubt. Like, if you drew whatever first card you draw, you know what the pattern is. 5, 15. Stay on 20. Because now he's got to get 21. You... We'll stay on 20. Now let him get 21, because that's exactly how this game plays. I just want to get back to 120. We'll stay on 16. I'm not going any further than that. He's got a huge chance to win, but I already knew if I went one more, I was dead. Yep, didn't matter. The game cheats! Ten and 11, I'll take it. I'm just perpetually stuck at 95, though. I just want to get to 120. Are you... The game's doing this shit on purpose. The two high cards always feel like they're right next to each other. It's seriously rigged against you. I don't care what anybody says. It has to be. Because the amount of times that he gets exactly what he needs to be above you. I'm about to just restart again and just leave it at the freaking max count. Because this is insane. And now he's probably gonna get 20. Now he's gonna get 21. Ooh! Time to lose this one. Yep, alright. Where's the gear? Get me out. I'll just freaking load a previous day. Just get me back in this one. Fucking cheating asshole. That shit is absolutely rigged against you. There's no way it's not. It's upon your pocket change. Do this. Ask all the questions, why not? New Dons. That sounds fun. I am not playing cards. Could be... No? I thought it was gonna be the, what's the word I was looking for? The cutscene. Alright, so that's that. Still no? I would have gotten something. Do Notre Dame. There's that. New day. Alright, Parko lot. Oh shit. I didn't think I could get them for free. Um, that's pointless. That's pointless. That's pointless. That's pointless. Could we? I don't know. Could we? We could. It's been my lifelong dream. How about a painting just a small one no one will care about? Let's steal the Mona Lisa. Am I missing something? No, no, I'm not. I didn't get the, I didn't get the thing this time. Use to pay. There's a high grade string. think that's everything. Did I miss anything? No, I didn't. Okay, good. I think we're done here. Yeah, okay, let's come back. I think we've forgotten something. Okay, and then it wants me to, let's see. Does it want me to go here? How they choose a buffin is our best chance at getting to the bottom of this. Time to put our polite faces on. Here he is now. Sigh. Good day, Dromio and Dromio. Pleasure to see you again this fine day. Tell me, do you like riddles? Of course. Here's one for your once. Here's what has 2 mouths and 4 ears, yet talks twice as much as it listens. It's you. Very good. Sorry, I can't fake laugh. Stop this farce. We were to say that there's a place called the Sleeping City in Paris, where would it be? Got it. Really? Of course, the riddle is trivially easy. There are plenty of locations that could be called the Sleeping City, but only one place earns that title in Paris. Oh, and where would that be? We know the answer, of course. Obviously, we're just fact-checking to make sure that you got it right. Think it through. What kind of city is only inhabited by those who sleep all day and all night? I got it. Spain. Don't be daft. Paris and Spain is in city. Perhaps someone to capital of Spain, Madrid. Nice sleepy place. You two are remarkably dense, aren't you? Sleep is a metaphor, actually. It's one of the oldest and most powerful metaphors of the history of literature. It symbolizes death itself. The Sleeping City obviously refers to a city of the dead, a necropolis. Think once, yes, think. Use your puny avian brains. Do we have any necropolis here in Paris? Of course, the catacombs, the winding tunnels of the dead that lie beneath our very feet. Very good. This is the first semi-intelligent thing you've managed to say all day. You have more questions, don't you? Oh, yes. Tell us about the catacombs. Can you give us a brief rundown in the history of the catacombs? Sigh. The cemeteries in Paris were overflowing by the end of the last century. It was a mess from what I hear. To create space, King Louis, whatever that was, ordered for old skeletons to be excavated and put into the unused mine tunnels that lie under the city. So with a little renovation and many years of hard work, the mines have successfully turned into a subterranean mausoleum. Basically a grave for a few thousand skeletons, millions more like. Don't estimate the size of tunnels, messieurs. How can we get in? I know that the Bourgeois like to tour the catacombs, aren't they? Correct, it was quite the Bourgeois tourist hotspot some 20 years ago. But if you're hoping to pay a visit, you were too late. The church had all the entrances sealed shut fairly recently. Why would the church do that? Believe it or not, they consider the turning of the mausoleum a tourist attraction to be in poor taste. Oh, right. They shut down all the entrances? Really? Surely must be 1 or 2 left untouched. If there is such an interest, it's not public knowledge. I see. That's all. I think we're done for now. Thank you for your time. Good day. Sleeping City really is a Paris catacombs, and there must be some way to get in. An underground tunnel network would probably be connected to the city sewers, right? So we just need to find the right manhole, and boom, we're in spooky, scary skeleton town. It's a good idea. Maybe it connects to the Seine. Perhaps some swimming is in order. You two dunces are going to get yourself killed. If you really wish to visit the catacombs, you would best be off asking those responsible for the closures. The dead people? Sigh. The church, monsieur. The church would know if any unsealed entrances still exist. Oh, right. Alright, well, I'm not gonna miss my shit, so let me go to Notre Dame. Did you sneak out to Louvre again? I keep telling you, my brother, you can't risk being seen. There's too much at stake. But the good word must be spread, my brother. We need as many supporters as possible. No more sulking in the shadows. No more cowering in the dark. We must rise up against our oppressors. Oh, before I forget, here's your pen back. I borrowed it. Again, Tisk, what happened to yours? I lost it. So careless. Don't sweat the petty things, brother. Let's focus on removing the obstacles that stand in the way of our father's dream. Right, like the annoying little bird who's been poking his beak into our business. He's dangerously close to uncovering our secret. You want me to take care of him? It would be in our best interest. I have a trap in mind, but... Ah, someone's coming. Go hide. Ah, my brothers have returned. What can I do for you today? Confession, perhaps? Actually, Friar, we're here for information. We want to learn about the catacombs that lie under Paris. The catacombs? You don't want to go in there, my brother. It's a wretched and haunted place. I'm sure it is, but we know that the church was responsible for having the entrances sealed shut. So we figured that maybe there's a super secret Friar-only entrance that only you know about. A secret entrance, that's an interesting idea. You know, you're not the first birds to have asked about that. We aren't? Ah, yes, a cockerel paid a visit yesterday. Perfect posture and snooty or one-eyed and scowling. The first, the prosecutor, I think he said he was. Anyway, I'll tell you the same thing I told him. If you venture into the catacombs, you will not return. Understood? Loud and clear. We'll stay away from the catacombs. Good, very good. Now, if you two excuse me, I have a sermon to prepare. Be on your way. Damn, another dead end. Maybe it's time to wrap this up. We can go tell the inspector what we found and call it a day. Don't quit just yet. I meant to take something from the friar's pocket. We gave him as a little warning. Seriously, again, this is becoming something of a bad habit for you. Well, go on, let's see what you pilfered. This. You found his pen in the friar's robes? Yep. Interesting. Actually, this is more interesting. This is amazing. This is the exact same pen Judge Romulus uses. It even contains the same green ink. Do you think it's exactly the same pen, or do you think Romulus and Remus just have a matching set? I honestly don't know. But I do know that this may come in handy. I'm going to keep a hold of it. Excuse me. We're still at that end, though. My gut tells me that the friar is hiding something, but I can't get him to cough up. It's not like we can beat information out of him. Let's just go do other stuff, and maybe we'll stumble across more clues. Maybe you're right. Let's go. Managed to gather the materials I need. Spring and copper pot, exactly described. Here you go. A little tricky to procure the necessary items, with a bit of asking around, and managed to find suitable substitutes. General store in the street that sells string and discounted copper pots and the like. I assumed you would have gone shopping there. Well, no matter, no matter. Give me 1 minute and I'll finish assembling the device. Tada! May I proudly present to you Magnificent Explorer Extractor Surgical Device. Trademarked patent pending. It looks like a pair of kitchen tongs hooked up to a stewing pot. Agreed, I wasn't expecting something so low-tech and, well, bad. Perhaps a demonstration is over. 1 moment, if you please. That thing looks like junk. This whole fetch quest has been a waste of our time. I suspected that the man was delusional from the very start, to explain why he's being treated by a mental health professional. There's nothing to be done, though. Let's just humor Gustave and we'll get the opportunity to leave and cut our losses. What about my medical debt? Time for a demonstration. Get ready to have your stockings blown off, messieurs. So here we have one piece of regular piece of meat. Okay. Imagine, if you will, this is a soldier. Okay, that meat is a soldier. An oddly shaped and potentially tasty soldier. And here we have a small piece of iron. Imagine, if you will, that this is a musket ball. So our soldier is wandering through a battlefield, not a care in the world, then all of a sudden, bam, the person who's been shot, the musket ball has been embedded in the man's flesh. I'm scared, Falcon. He slammed the metal into the meat like a madman. Quick, messieurs, you have a battlefield medic. The soldier's wounded and you have precious little time. What do we do? Battlefield surgery. Well, I'm no surgeon, but I think most doctors would feel around for the musket ball fragments and carefully use a scalpel. How archaic. How slow. How imprecise. Now I hear you wondering, Monsieur True, there must be a better way. I wasn't. Well, wonder no more. Behold, the Explorer Extractor. Watch as I power up the device. And then, as I move the detector component over the meat... Is that thing humming? It is, Monsieur. With the electromagnet component of the Explorer Extractor detects a piece of iron. The device vibrates and emits a soft hum. I must say I'm actually impressed. A device that can detect metal beneath flesh? That's innovative. I've never heard of such a thing before. Why limit to the battlefield surgery? You could repurpose that thing to be some sort of treasure hunting device. That would make you really rich. Hold your horses, hold your horses. I'm not done yet. You've only seen half the device capabilities, the exploration part. Now witness the second part. Extraction. Did that thing just, yep, suck the bullet out like a pip from a grapefruit. Behold, the original piece of iron moves swiftly and precisely from the flesh. So what do you think? Pretty revolutionary, huh? I think that meat looks a lot like appetizing them before it practically exploded. I have no idea what to think. You are a strange and mildly terrifying individual, but I cannot fault the innovation of your device. Should I pass along to Dr. Fallett and let him decide its worth? Ah, thank you. I'm sure the good doctor will approve. I'm hungry. Let's pick some steaks on the way from us. Let's not. Alright, I'm guessing that means I'm probably gonna need that. 3 day, huh? We'll go to the chateau. You guys help me out with this little dilemma? USA is number 1. Speed through this because I already did it. A new day. New day, a new dawn. Yeah, I'll just let the cutscene play, why not? There he is. That's the rooster who shot the croc. We're getting close. Alright, go through, go through, go through, go through. Notre Dame. Why tell me the chocolate route and I don't have it? Yeah, I'll just 10. I have to beat you until you're unable to stop us. Either way ain't my problem. Okay. Tunnels. A slight breeze from the counter patching. Take the breezy path. Oh, the light path. Alright, go through all of this, because I already did it. Speak up. Alright, because I already did this. Do you have any last words? I will try the evidence. Bring peace for the sword, Matthew 10:34. Shit. For good of France, in the name of justice, he must be killed. Justice, there's that what again? Due process. Do this your way. Alright, so... plain as day. Alright, the bullet, or the guns. Got the ammunition. Where's the other bullet? What other bullet? The one that fired mini ball, the two shots that fired, one from Salem, one from the crocodile. Scouted scene for a couple minutes, but I couldn't find it. It's a pity. It would have been great to have two of these magnificent bullets. Did anyone find the fired mini ball in his body? You asking if Kokoriko was wounded by a bullet? No, that much is plain to see. So again, I must ask, where's the fired ball? Well, I don't have any clue. What are you trying to get at, Falcon? Well, isn't it obvious the bullet wasn't embedded in the alley wall and it wasn't embedded in Kokoriko? Then that means it hit the murderer. The bullet hit the murderer, the real murderer. It must still be embedded in whoever attacked Carl Comencier. A ludicrous notion. It makes perfect sense. The double-barreled turnover gun, the missing bullet. Fine, I'll humor you. Let's say this bullet did indeed hit the real perpetrator. What of it? Well, it's only been a few hours since the shooting. Presumably, a person will still have the bullet lodged in him. Find the person with the unique iron mini-ball embedded in him, and you'll find the real murderer. That's reasonable, but we don't have time nor research to search every citizen in Paris that uncovered an injured gunman. You don't have to search anyone in Paris. I believe the murderer to be someone in this very room. Oh, you think you have we have a traitor in our ranks? I do. This was obviously a planned attack. Someone invited Kokoriko and Croque-Monsieur to the same place at the same time in order to create a setup. Only someone with rebels' connections could engineer such an event. This is ridiculous. Are you really saying that someone in this room was shot last night? That's clearly untrue. A bullet wound could be concealed. Perhaps if you're all take off your shirts. No, I'm not having everyone in the room stripped down to their knickers just to cater to your outrageous theory. If you can't think of a more reasonable way to prove your stray bullet theory, then we'll end this damn trial here and now. A more reasonable way. I have a more reasonable way. What are you thinking? Isn't it obvious? We have a perfect way to uncover whether someone has been shot. It's a genius solution. The machine. Are you serious, Falcon? You're relying on the invention of a lunatic? I've never been more serious. Madame Bermot, the member of the courts, this device is called an Explorer Extractor. It's the latest medical technology. It looks like a children's toy. I assure you it's no toy. It was designed to find and extract metal embedded in bodies. A battlefield bullet finder and remover, if you will. I'm intrigued. So you're saying that you just swing this device around and it finds a bullet in a person? Yeah, sort of. I don't know. We haven't had a chance to practice with it, really. These birds are playing you for a fool. There's no way that such a device exists. We have seen this device work with our own eyes. Sparrowshin shall demonstrate. Although he will need something to demonstrate it on. Here we have an iron-tipped mini-ball as presented by Fontaine moments ago. Observe, I placed a bullet in my closed fist. It now represents the fired bullet as currently embedded in the murderer's body. Allegedly. Now, Sparrow will demonstrate what happens when my hand is scanned with the Explorer extractor device. So I just do this and... it's humming and buzzing. Is it really detecting that bullet? Absolutely. What an intriguing device. Hey, what would happen if we were to hit the extractor right now? Please don't. Remember what happened to that steak, right? My, what is this feeling? It feels like power. Power. Don't let it get to your head. Okay, I'm convinced Falcon Sparrow may perform a courtesy scan of each of us with the device of yours. You must stop humoring these morons, madam. What good is this doing this? We must have been morons, but this test will grant us certainty of the Rooster's fate. I can afford that time. Hey, Falcon, what happens if the murderer is someone not present in this room? It most likely isn't. What? I'm stalling. Falcon, get a move on, you two. I must really express my displeasure that you're going along with this farce, madam. Let us end this trial right here and now. You can get the justice you so crave. Don't worry, Remus. My patience for his bird brain is wearing thin too. When his asinine scheme of his fails, he will face the consequences. Lackey Bird, scan the rooster first. He's a prime suspect after all. I'm not getting any reaction. That means there's probably no bullet lodged in Cocorico. So he's innocent for sure. No, all it means is the bird was not shot by the hypothetical bullet. Don't forget, this is all speculation on Falcon's part. Madam, I must insist that you end this. It is a fool's errand. We have other matters we must attend to. Remus, you let me worry about our time management. Piero, you go next. No reaction, that means Piero wasn't shot either. No surprises there, right guys? Let's see. Next we shall test. Madam, I implore you. You're being awfully lippy, Remus. Why don't you go next? Me? That is really not necessary, madam. I don't want to participate in this ridiculous child's game. This is no game, and I'm issuing you an order to cooperate. I refuse. Piero, please restrain Remus. With pleasure, ma'am. What are you doing? Keep your filthy talons off me. I will not be manhandled by... Ow, stop that. You're making a mistake, madam. Think a little harder. I have an alibi. I was with you the whole evening. Sparrowson, do the test. Falcon? I'm not getting any reaction. That can't be right. Do it again. There's nothing. Friar Remus has not been shot, as far as this device can tell. The utter nerve to manhandle a man of the cloth like that. As I said on the floor, madam, I was with you in Fontaine for the entire evening. I could not possibly be in two places at once. It's true, you were sitting in my line of sight exactly where the murder was supposed to have taken place. As was I. Fontaine was sitting with us too, so that rules him out, and I know that I didn't perform the murder, obviously, which means every suspect has been accounted for. Go sit down, lackey, your job is done. You realize what this means, don't you, Falcon? Your little test failed. Your hypothetical bullet theory turned out to be an unsubstantial speculation, pure guesswork. Shall we end this trial, madam? Wait, there must be someone we're not accounting for. I just know it. There is someone else who could have been the shooter. Does the name Sylvius mean anything to anyone here? Oh, I was expecting some reaction. For Aramis, are you sure that you don't recognize the name Sylvius? No, it means nothing to me. Be more direct, Falcon. Go straight for the jugular. Friar Aramis, how is your brother, the man named Romulus? My brother, he was forced to flee the country by our oppressive government. You and I know that isn't true. Your brother's still in France. In fact, I think he's lurking in these very catacombs right now. An absurd notion. Your theories are getting more and more outlandish, Falcon. Where is your evidence? Oh, I know. I can answer this one. I found this in the catacombs tunnels. An introductory guide to the cult of reason? Thank you, Sparrowson. Now, Friar Remus, does this pamphlet look familiar to you? No, I've never seen it before in my life. Are you sure? Are you sure it doesn't belong to your brother Romulus? No, there aren't many cultists in Paris. Maybe it belongs to one... There are many cultists in Paris, rather. Maybe it belongs to one of them. Falcon, I'll take your word that your lackey found this pamphlet in the catacombs, but Remus is right. You have no evidence that man known as Romulus is the one who dropped it. This pamphlet could have been dropped by anyone. It could have been dragged in on the sole of Piero's shoe, for all I know. Wouldn't be the first time. Actually, now I know for a fact this pamphlet belonged to Romulus, and I can prove it. I guess the other one? Well, it's worth a shot. A little while ago, while visiting the fair, I saw a man who looked very much like Romulus handing out pamphlets. As you can see, this pamphlet is identical to the pamphlet from the catacombs, except for one important detail. Romulus signed Louvert's pamphlet himself. No way, my brother wouldn't do something so foolish. Do you see right here on the cover page, there's Romulus' signature. I admire tenacity, Falcon, but something is blatantly wrong with your evidence. We know that brother of yours Silvius. Clearly an alias. Romulus is on the run from the police, so he must have changed his identity. That's a plausible theory, but it's unsubstantial. How do we know this pamphlet was signed by Remus's brother? This fountain pen. Hey, where'd you get that? Is it my brother's or mine? Well, Remus, your mouth is almost as big as Romulus's. Anyway, I believe it's yours. Person happened to find this pen in your robe just a few days ago. You mean he stole it? Let's not argue over semantics. What's important, and what you just admitted, is that you and your brother both owned pens just like this one. See, these pens are unique in that they contain green ink, a very unusual choice of ink color. A very evil choice, too. Well, yes, but more importantly, it's the same ink that was used on this signed pamphlet. Since there are only two pens, there are only two possibilities. Either Friar Remus has been signing off an atheist, cultist propaganda, I would never do such a thing, or his brother has been using his identical pen to sign cultists' propaganda, the same type that was found in these catacombs. Impossible, my clumsy oaf of a brother lost his pen a week ago. Oh, so then the only explanation is that you lent him your own. No, you see. It doesn't matter how you cut it, Friar, one way or another, you and your brother are tied to the cultist pamphlet. Admit it, confess! Falcon, enough. You made your point, you are asserting that the Friar's pen ties him to the cultist pamphlet, I get it. This is all tenuous, wouldn't you say, madam? No question, Falcon suggests a theory that hinges upon a theory that hinges upon yet another theory. It's not hard proof by any measure. He may very well be wrong, but at least he's logical. His theory is self-consistent. What are you saying? Falcon, where'd you say you found this leaflet? The unsigned one, that is. Oh, down the catacomb tunnel through the fork in the left-hand side. Go see if you can find anyone dawdling there. Dawdling where they shouldn't be. Yes, madam. Yes, ma'am. In a moment, one of two things will happen. Either appear with an empty hand, in which case I'll have no choice but to execute Cocorico. And then I would have to execute you, Falcon, and you, Sparrowson. Us? Not because of what you've seen tonight, although that's admittedly a problem, but because your lives would be treasonous to our new republic. I didn't sign up for this. Or, Hero and Fontaine will return with a prisoner until, in which case, we would be free to cut Cocorico down and skedaddle? Surely not, madam. You're not going to let these three walk free just after everything that's happened here. Remember what this rooster did to your father. Hold your tongue, Friar. If it turns out you've been deceiving me all this time. Look who we found. Ow, ow, stop shoving me. I can walk myself. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Very well, we do have a ghost in the catacombs. Introduce yourself, Wolf. Very well, mademoiselle. My name? Madam. Right, madam, whatever. My name is Silvius. Latrine, Romulus, the alien film of anyone, Your Honor. Alright, I am Romulus, twin brother of Remus, and loyal servant of the rebel cause. That's the whole truth. Excuse me. He's telling the truth, madam. Long live the Second Republic, right, guys? I have a lot of questions, both for you, Romulus, and for you, Remus. I don't appreciate being lied to. It seems that you have your hands full, so we were just taking our leave. Not so fast, Falcon. Your theory is still unproven. If it turns out Romulus has no bullet in him, then you would have no evidence that implicates him in the Croc Monsieur's murder. Cocorico would still be the prime suspect. But bullet in me? Ha ha ha, what are you guys on about? Spare me, Fontaine, hold him down. Hold me down? Ow! Ow! Sparrowson, do your test. I'm on it. It's buzzing. It's really buzzing around his shoulder. I see blood. There's definitely a bullet wound there. That's an old bullet, an old war wound. I got it fighting in Algeria in 36. Obviously a desperate lie. My brother's being completely honest, madam. He's a veteran. He was shot in battle. You know, I could just extract the bullet right here and now. That would remove all doubt. Do it. Extract that sucker, Sparrowson. Wow, sucked it out like a pip from a grapefruit. Oh, hey, look at that. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of them newfangled bullets, right, Fontaine? There is no mistake. This is an iron-tipped mini-ball, just like the one in Croque Monsieur's gun. Do you realize what this means, madam? It clearly demonstrates that Romulus confronted Croque Monsieur before Cocorico arrived. This is undeniable evidence that Cocorico had nothing to do with Crocodile's death. You're right. I made a mistake. I haven't forgotten what the rooster did to my father, but this bird clearly had no part in the killing of Croque Monsieur. Therefore, I cannot honestly call him an enemy of the Second Republic. Your friend is free to go, Fontaine. Cut the rooster down. Right away, madam. Thank you, madam. For what? For giving us the opportunity to show you what justice looks like. Before you asked what the difference is between revenge and justice, and I replied, due process. Well, it was crude and messy, but today you gave us a chance to show you what due process looked like. Pierre and Fontaine will help carry your friend to the tunnel entrance. We're on it, madam. Will you be okay by yourself with the two wolves? These toothless old dogs, I think I'll manage. Of course. Come on, brother, to your feet. So, cultists. Cultist is such a strong word. Listen, mademoiselle. Don't mademoiselle me. I shall be asking the questions here. Tell me, friar, are you a cultist too? Madam, I'm just a humble servant of God. Ugh, I never realized how poisonous your words are. You've been spewing lies since the very start, haven't you? Madam. At least tell me why you two killed the Croque Monsieur. Because... Allow me, brother. You want to know the truth? We want exactly the same thing as you. We want a world without class, a world without false rulers and gods, a world where only the reason of man reigns. A world of true equality and fairness. That is what you strive for now. But you cannot achieve such a goal without violence. Your methods are too passive, too naive. So we set up a situation you'll be forced into action. Make the government look like murderers to the rebels, and make the rebels look like murderers to the government. Then you would be forced to take up arms. Another lie. But that was the truth. You claim that you want equality, but you just want a world where you stand above everyone else, a world where carnivores reign. You're a rabid animal at heart. Heh, you got me. But can you honestly say that you never wanted power for yourself? You're a carnivore too, don't deny it. No, I've never wanted power. All I've ever wanted was a world where no child has to grow up without a father. Did you know the Croque Monsieur was something of a family man? He once confided in me that he had 5 children and a late wife. I had no idea. Tell me, Romulus, do you have children? Me? No, mademoiselle, I... Damn! Brother? As for you, friar, get out of here. You aren't going to kill me? I ought to. You're the worst kind of person, a man who'll cling to any ideology to claw his way higher. But I know that you weren't the one to pull the trigger on the Croque Monsieur. Maybe there's a slither of goodness left in you. Go. Is this what justice looks like? It's so uncaring. Do you wish to continue? Yes. Oh man, oh man, oh man. You kicked so much derriere at that impromptu trial yesterday, those rebels were all like, we're executing this punk, mob justice, rah rah rah, but you were all like, this isn't how we do things in France, chicken pluckers. And then they were all like, Spurson, let's get serious for a moment. Serious, you just pulled off the craziest lawyering move in the history of French law. We should be celebrating. We don't have time to pull out the champagne. Didn't you see the anger in the rebels' eyes? Didn't you feel the tension? I apparently spat on my screen a little bit. Didn't you feel the tension in the air? We're just days away from violence breaking out onto the streets. Oh yeah, I guess another revolution might be around the corner. What exactly can we do? We already told the police everything we know. Unless you're not thinking of arming yourself to the teeth and fighting the rebel forces yourself, are you? What? No, you watch far too many action operas. I was thinking of preparing a legal case. A case? For whom? At their core, all historical revolutions center on trials. A nation's rulers are tied and upheld and held accountable for their crimes. But as you saw, the horrendous trial that took place last night, nobody cares about due process when emotions are running high. Regardless of the outcome of the revolution, we need to make sure that everybody has an equal opportunity for justice. That makes sense, so what's the plan? We head to Quinella's tavern and hand out some business cards? Think bigger. Who will the rebels target? The king? Exactly. To the Palace Royal! Act 4B, Egalati. Whatever. Falcon and Sparrow had rushed to the palace royal to arrange a private audience with the king. After filling in a pile of forms, the two were led to a waiting area. Are you here to see the king? That's right. Okay, take a number and wait to be called. Take a number. Yep, just wait your turn. Back. More fools have come to see the king. Let me guess, lawyers. That's right. How did you? Hey, I know you. You're the Prime Minister. Oh wow, you're right, Sparrow. It's nice to meet you, Prime Minister. Spare the formalities. You two are here to offer the king legal aid, aren't you? Yep, we're going to offer him assistance for the upcoming rebellion. Let me give you a word of advice. Don't bother. Oh, excuse me? The king doesn't take kindly to any form of criticism. He buries his head so far in the sand that one could swear he is an ostrich. One would think that 7 assassination attempts would be enough for a man to learn that he's detested. With all due respect, Prime Minister, I think the King of France is mature enough to not let his ego get in the way of senses. One would think. 24? That's us. It was a pleasure meeting you, Monsieur. Good luck. You'll need it. 24? Calling number 24. Good day, Your Majesty. Good day, messieurs. Can I help you with something? Oh, I probably should have prepared a speech beforehand. That would have been smart, huh? Just wing it. Right, let's see how to start. Your Majesty, what I'm about to say is of the utmost importance. Please listen closely. Okay, I'm listening. Medard's about to go down. I'm doing it. Across the whole city, everyone of every class is getting angry. Medard's about to go down, yo. Such vile language. We are sure that such a pitiful revolt will blow over in no time at all. Nonetheless, we humbly offer our aid as lawyers. We may be of great use to the throne in this troublesome time. I think I understand. You do? I understand that you're a pair of con artists attempting to screw a self-made bourgeois out of his hard-earned cash. You have some nerve to even imply that my people hate me. I am the citizen king. I am beloved by all. Beloved kings tend to experience fewer assassination attempts. Back, have these two crooks thrown in jail. Maybe that will teach them a thing or two about respect. Right away, Your Majesty. You can't be serious. Oh, he was serious. Well, this is another fine mess you've gotten me into. There's no need for the attitude, Sparrow. Son, we won't be in here for long. Once we receive a court hearing, the judges will no doubt dismiss our charges instantly. And how long will it take for us to get a court hearing? Tell me that, Monsieur Sparny Pants. A week or so, I'm guessing? I could see why that might be a problem. The revolution would be in full swing by then. What to do? We could try escaping. Don't be ridiculous. Nobody has escaped from the concierge before. But nobody's ever locked the genius Sparrowson and his witty lackey Falcon in the same jail cell before. It's an absurd suggestion. Got any better ideas? Okay, let's break into prison. Fantastic. Look, Falcon, a loose brick. We could wait for a guard to transfer us to someplace and sneak up behind him and then... What? And then we get a death sentence for murder. I think not. Let's search a little harder. A fireplace. It's been bricked up. So escaping up the chimney isn't an option. There's a bit of scrap metal in this hole. I think it broke off of an iron shackle. We could dig through the stone walls with this. See, it's all scratchy. That may actually work if we had a decade or two. So that's a maybe on the stone digging scheme. We'll keep it in mind in case the king decides to go all Court of Monte Cristo on us. There's a little dent here. One of us could hide. Hide? What would that accomplish? Well, a guard would eventually come and be like, where's the other prisoner? And they could use a momentary confusion, push him over, and escape. Do you really think an experienced guard would be confused by a prisoner hiding in a little hole in the wall? We can do better. A ledge. Give me a leg up and I can grab on and shimmy way over somewhere. Let's be honest, Bear, so neither of us have the physical prowess to shimmy anywhere. Well, shit. I give up. So soon? Yes, trying to escape from a notoriously inescapable prison wasn't the smartest plan we've ever devised. Well, well, well. That voice, that condescending tone. Just what are you two bird brains doing? Severin, are you alright? Yes, I'm fine. The injuries sustained were mostly superficial. The doctor advised me not to do anything strenuous anytime soon, but he gave me the all-clear for returning to my job. So tell me, why did I get a memo informing me that J.J. Falcon and Sparrow are being held in the concierge for treason? It's all Falcon's fault, naturally. I figured that if a revolution is inevitable, then we should do our best to ensure that the uprising proceeds in an organized manner. The less bloodshed, the better. Okay, so what did you do? We offered the king our assistance. We said that we could defend him in court if and when such a need arises. Well, we didn't quite use those words. This isn't the first time the king has had someone in prison for something so pointless. What a pig-headed fool. Consider your charges dropped. Alright, let's get out of here. You've caught my interest with this idea of yours, a bloodless revolution. You're absolutely right, and if the king is captured, the citizens will devolve into unruly mob of animals. We should prepare for a formal trial. No, we should preempt it. You're going to help us? Of course, this isn't a task that can be handled by two birds alone. What do you mean, preempt, Severin? We go on the offensive. We charge the king with crimes against the French people before the rebels can even act. We can do that? We can certainly try. I'll start building a case against the king. My argument will be focused on the king's gluttonous and irrelevant fiscal policies, his lack of commitment to his socio-political promises, his overall ineptitude and irresponsibility on all facets of his duties as a monarchical ruler, and obviously, his denial of universal suffrage. Obviously. How am I supposed to defend the king from all that? You can't. If you try to argue with logic and facts, this hypothetical trial will inevitably result in a landslide guilty verdict. So I suggest that you take a different approach, appeal to the king's character. Try to win people's hearts with the tale of the beloved Citizen King. He hasn't been called the Citizen King for like 10 years. It was just a suggestion. But consider this. If you don't need to win the case. You need to make a strong enough argument that the trial is fair. All that remains ensuring the king can be peacefully brought to the courthouse when the protests start to turn violent. That's a job for the police and royal guard. I informed Inspector Vullerdy of our plans so he can prepare accordingly. At least I would if I could find him. He's missing? Apparently he's taken an informal leave of absence since Wednesday. Hold on, Falcon. One thing eludes me. As you probably figured, Inspector had me perform an investigation into your past. He thought you were the Viridian killer, crazy as it sounds. And well, I'm sorry for doing that. It was quite invasive of me. But I can't help but wonder. Why did you change your name around 1830? Because I was ashamed, I suppose. I had a family name to live up to. My grandfather was something of a successful lawyer. So when I turned up to my classes at law school, people would gawp at me. They would say, wow, you have big shoes to fill, and your grandfather would be proud. But I was a terrible law student, mediocre at best. I knew that deep down I would never be half the man my grandfather was. Who was your grandfather, if you don't mind me asking, Falcon? It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, he was just another overly opinionated rebel who died in the old revolution. I see, well, let's not dilly-dally any longer. We have duties to carry out. Right, we're gonna find anecdotes. We're gonna defend the king, whether he likes it or not. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck me. Alright, time for some shopping, Falcon? Maybe later. For now, we need to find people who've spoken to the king. He's been known to pass through Les Halles on occasion, so if we're lucky. Hey, messieurs, it's us, remember? We remember. Are you keeping well, madam? Absolutely, never been better. So what can I sell you today? Information. We're looking for positive stories about the king. I don't suppose that you have any. The king? No, I haven't got nothing to say about the king. The king's, smelly egg thief. Quiet, child. Do you know what they say about the king having spies everywhere? Spies? Calm down, Sparrow. The rumors of the king having an elaborate spy network are patently untrue. Then how do you explain the shutdown banquets? How the government's clamping down on anyone who dissents? You know. Let's get this conversation back on track. Joey, can you tell us what the king why the king's a smelly egg thief? My name's not Joey. It's nothing you need to concern yourselves with, messieurs. Please go on. Please go on, madam. Don't worry, we aren't spies. At least I don't think we are. I know, I trust you guys. You see, a couple years ago we were running a shop, an antiques and odds and ends shop. And we had an egg. It was this golden egg, super precious. We must have bought that thing for 200 francs. But it was easily worth 10 times that. We were pining on making a nice, tidy sum from it. I see, an investment egg, so what happened? Well, one day we were visited by the king, no less. An old king, Lou Phil, shows an interest in our egg, so we were thinking this would be our chance to make bank, right? But the geezer just goes and waddles off with it. Without paying you? Oh yeah, he paid us, alright. What's this? The coin. The coin one of the king's guards flips our way. It isn't even French. I think it's British, one of those crazy imperial unit coins from a crazy imperial country. I have no idea what the British-French exchange rate is, but can we buy this off you, ma'am? Put your wallet away and keep it. It's worthless to me. Losing the egg bankrupted us. It put us out in the streets. But now we've bounced back, so Tenengamba better than ever. That's excellent to hear. Anyway, we must take our leave. You've been a huge help, madam. We're gonna go kick the king's butt and get your egg back. Hold on, we're supposed to be on the fence. Hold on, we're supposed to be on the fence. Put up the fence. Monsieur Kingsley, we need your help. Finally, it's about time someone around here appreciated my skills. Your fishing skills, right? Term is angling, wise guy. This has nothing to do with fishing. Let me cut the preamble. We are looking for people who have positive stories about the king. Would you happen to have any? Sorry, son, you came to the right guy. I have a whale of a story for you. So the other day I was fishing. I caught this monster of a catfish. It was 2 meters long easily. Here we go. I caught a fish and it was this big. Oh sure, I drag a 90-kilogram falcon out the water and everyone buys it. But I claim to catch one big fish and suddenly everyone's a skeptic. Please continue your story, Monsieur Kingsley. Alright. So anyway, the king of all people happens to be walking by with his entourage, and they all clapped and cheered and came over to see the fish. And the king says, I'm hungry, let's cook this fellow up. And he just walks off with my fish. Can you believe that? I can't believe that. It seems like something a royal penguin would do. Did you at least get paid for your fish? Oh yes, one of the royal guards was nice enough to flip 1 franc my way. 1 franc, he may as well just flip the bird, no offense. Aha, so the king supports local fishing industry. I'm writing this down. I have no idea if the story will be any of use to us, but we appreciate your time, Monsieur. Good day to you. Bye, Monsieur Fisherman. Hey, don't call me a fisherman. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Nathan never lets us down for useful information. I'm sure he's got something interesting and pleasant to say about the king. Oh, it's you, messieurs. Perhaps you will surprise me today and actually ask to take out a book. Nope, just the usual today and in the stream of questions. You two need an encyclopedia. We'll go on, then ask whatever drivel you want to ask. Have you ever met the king? Have you ever met the king? I have, as a matter of fact. He occasionally drops by his library to check out books, unlike some people. What sort of books does he check out, Monsieur? Thick books. I believe the last one I checked out was An Expansive History of the Macedonian Empire. I had no idea his majesty was an interest in academic history. I'll make note. He's a well-read and intelligent man. It must be said that the books are usually returned with footprints on the covers. This leads to believe the king may use them to just stand on during speeches. Oh. We'll just leave that part out. Nathan's story has been added to your evidence folder. Was there anything else? Is the king a good leader? From your well-educated standpoint, is King Louis a good leader as far as leaders go? Well, I can't fault the king's pro-business spirit. The big industry leaders love him. Oh, this sounds promising. Of course, then comes the expense of everyone who isn't a bourgeois, so the wealth divide is stronger than ever. Maybe not. You can forget about socially progressive policies. The king signs off on all the Gujarat's backwards-thinking policies. And of course, in terms of leadership and charisma, the king is about as personable as a rotten pear. That'll do, Monsieur. A simple no would have sufficed. That's all. That'll be all. Thank you for your time and patience, Monsieur. Look forward to your next round of idiotic questions. I really do. Excuse me, Judge Maxime. Oh, hello, Falcon. Nice work on the catacombs business. Word has really spread about your impromptu lawyering skills. Really? I'm gaining a reputation? Hey, I helped too. Of course you did. Robinson? Sparrowson. Right, Sparrowington. Maxime, I don't suppose Monsieur Cocorico has filled in what you've been working on since then? No, he hasn't. How to put this? We're planning a trial of sorts. We intend to form a case against, the king. Right, and, we want you to adjudicate. Trial against the king. Interesting. What are his exact charges? I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest. It seems more like Severance territory. If you aren't even sure of that, I don't think you're quite prepared for this trial. Maybe you should leave this to lawyers who have a little more experience. I see. Well, thank you anyway. Let's make a move, Sparrowson. What about our judge? Doesn't matter. Let's focus on building a solid defense case for the king, and we can wing it from there. Maybe we can even hold the trial without any judges at all. Just Cocorico, me, and the king in the middle. It's strange, Falcon. You're like your grandfather, and yet you're nothing like him. But wait, you knew my grandfather? Well, I wouldn't say knew. I was just a teenager when he was causing havoc in courtrooms. But of course I am familiar with his work. Falcon, I find your career choice peculiar. Your grandfather worked so hard to prosecute King Louis, and yet here you are rigorously working to defend your own king. Just like him, you would make an excellent prosecutor, so why'd you choose the rocky path of a private defender? I wanted to bring some balance. I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is about balance. My grandfather led the way with his prosecutorial techniques, but I always wondered where the equality was. Who speaks for the other side? That's an interesting approach. Oh, just look at the time. I'm due back in the courtroom. But before I go, let me say that I'd be happy to adjudicate your trial, Falcon. Really, that's fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor. It's no trouble. Allow me what the grandson of Maximilian Show me what the grandson of Maximilian Robespierre is capable of. Go to the drinking room, leave. Ah, just the dodo I wanted to see. Madam, can I have a quick question? Have you ever seen the King of France? Ha 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 ha. Good one, hun. That's hilarious. Me? Serving the king? Me? Would you like some wine, Your Majesty? Tee-hee. Can't wait to serve the King of Denmark. Haha, I guess that was a no. I think you might be right. Inspector Voltaire. Hello, Inspector? Falcon, JJ Falco. Yes? I think I made a mistake. I'll say, do you see 2 empty bottles of Russian vodka? It's a Mr. Harry still standing. No, listen, this is important. Maybe we should have this conversation with you a little more sober. No, Falcon, listen. Falcon, Falcon, you are the Vorgagin. The what? The Verdian killer, the man who injured me in the Juai Rebsbushen. You thought I was a Verdian killer? How did you even come to that conclusion? I saw that you changed your name around 1830, and you made an assumption. Wait, is that why you gave Severin a tip-off? Were you trying to lure the animal out of me or something? I'm sorry, Falcon. It was a mistake. Do you forgive me? Yes. Yeah, sure. I forgive you for assuming I'm a mass murderer, then for nearly killing me and Severin in order to prove it. Oh, thank you, Falcon. Listen closely, Inspector. I have a favor to ask you. A favor for you, JJ? Anything. Maybe we should wait until the Inspector is a little more coherent. No, I want to help. I must pay my debt. Excellent. So Severin and I are planning a case, a very big case against the King of France. We intend on trying him before the rebels can get their hands on him. When the rebellion starts, we would like you to bring the king to the courthouse. Do you think you can do that? Inspector? Treason! You are sympathizers to the rebel cause. This isn't treason, Inspector. We're ensuring the safest outcome to the inevitable revolution. You are treason, you are treasoner, you are treason. You are scum. I told you, incoherent. Yeah, I guess you're right, Sparrowson. Well, Inspector, maybe you're gonna change your mind, and once you've sobered up. Are we ready to hit the road? Yep, let's go. Yep, let's make a move. Visitors, Monsieur Volupez, visitors. Ah, but isn't Monsieur Falcon and Monsieur Sparrowson? How may I help you two today? We're doing very well, Monsieur, but we don't have much time, so let me cut to the chase. We're collecting positive anecdotes about the king. Would you happen to have any positive anecdotes? How curious. As it happens, I met the king twice. Once, as you know, when I was in my Juan Cuerdo persona. Alright, of course. I don't think that story will be any use to us. What was the other incident? I can tell you, but there's a price. Are you serious? You're such a money grabber. Fox has to eat. How much do you want? 40 francs sound good? 10,000. That's a bit much. I don't have that kind of money. On the matter, I'm sure you'll think of some way of repaying the debt. Between that and my medical bills, we should really be able to afford basic things like food by the year. 4,000? Let's not worry about the debt for now, monsieur. Let me just tell you the story. It was several years ago, 1841, I believe. I was lingering around whatever. I was in pursuit of an investigative lead, so I had adopted the persona and outfit of a sickly beggar. That's when I was approached by a kind-faced man. It was the king himself. He took 20 franc coin out of his pocket. King gave money to a sick beggar, or at least someone who looked like a sick beggar? That's great, we could use that. I'm not done. The king took the coin out and said, I know what it's like to be poor. When I was your age, I only had 1,000 of these to my name. He then pocketed the coin and left. Oh. I'll make a note. Gave financial advice to the poor and needy. I hope that anecdote was of some use to you. It might be, but I don't feel that we got 10,000 francs worth of material. I see, no matter. Just keep in mind that you ever see a potential client. We will. Have a pleasant day. What's the plan for it? Hitting the Loire, checking out those halls maybe? Actually, I was thinking... Sovereign, how rude. Don't they teach you to knock? No time for bickering, JJ, it's time. Time for what? The trial, you dunce. Already? A large protest has started to form at the Place de Concorde. No doubt it'll turn to an unruly mob before long. Spirit revolution is in the air. We must act now. I'm going to start the necessary preparations at the courthouse, so I need to get the king from the Palais Royal. You want me to drag the king to the courthouse? I'm not sure I could drag him from his chair. Use diplomacy, you dolt. I'm sure you'll think of something. Right, come along, Sparrowson. We have a king to defend. Falcon and Sparrowson rush across the city. Scores of angry eyes watch the pair's every movement. Kokoriko is right. The spirit of revolution is in the air. Outside the Palace Royal, a crowd has started to form. The royal guards watch in nervous anticipation. 3,600 and... Save it. We're number one. You again? Shouldn't you be in jail? There's no time for that nonsense. Your Majesty, we need you to come with us. Why? It's a trial you need to attend. Well, why didn't you say so? I love trials. Oh, am I need to give testimony? Please say it's so. As a matter of fact, Your Majesty, yes, I think you'll need to give a testimony. Oh, goody, goody, goody. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Did anyone spot us? I don't think so. It's still early. The crowd's only just starting to form. With any luck, we can get this trial over with before anyone realizes what's going on. You. Uh-oh. You treasonous scumbags, you actually captured the king. Captured? Clearly a joke, Your Majesty. Ah, very subtle. I like it. So it's true. You do intend to hold the trial. Your actions are utterly despicable. You are all on the same level as the filthy rebel dissenters. Do you intend to stop us, Inspector? On any other day I would. You are rotten lawbreakers through and through. I want nothing more than to see you tried and punished for your traitor stances. But I owe a debt to you, Falcon, and to you, Monsieur Kokoriko. So you'll let us pass? I have ordered a dozen National Guards to set up a perimeter around the entrance of the palace. The rebels will inevitably catch word the king is here. They will try to storm the building, and when they do, we will be ready to hold them off. That's amazing, thank you. Go on before I change my mind. Alright, settle down, everyone, settle down. Oh, should I be standing here? Am I in the right place? Where you are is perfect, Your Majesty. Now is everyone here? JJ Falcon present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Severin Kokoriko present. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Oh, this will be good. I wonder who's on trial. Are the jury all here? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Everything seems to be in order. The court is now in session for the trial of King Luis Felipe. Oh, that's me. Wait, what? Calm down, Your Majesty. We're simply prosecuting you for a short list of 32 crimes against the French people. What is this madness? Did you set me up to this? Well, yes and no. We're your defense, Your Majesty. I'm so confused. The process is simple. I'll state a charge that is being leveled at you and present my evidence for the charge. You and your defense will then have the opportunity to present their own counter-evidence. I'm even more confused. Let us do the talking, Your Majesty. We're doing this for your own good. Wouldn't want you to end up like old Louis XVI now, would we? Let us proceed. Prosecution, present the first charge. King Louis Philippe, you are being charged with neglecting the lower classes of the nation. Your continued support of Guzet's outdated policies have resulted in an ever-growing wage gap. Poverty is rampant, animals are forced to turn to begging, thievery and burglary just to survive. How do you justify this vile attitude? Goodness, you're going straight for the jugular, aren't you? I'm a good person. I don't hate poor people. I feel mild contempt for them, certainly, but don't we all? Please allow me to do the talking, Your Majesty. Severin, the king, is far kinder to poor people than the general populace has been led to believe. Some would even describe him as a generous philanthropist. Who would describe him as a generous philanthropist? Some would. You're going to have to do better than that. Show me an example. Just one example of the king being generous to a poor person. I would like to present this story as an account of a person who was a sick and starving beggar. One day this beggar was approached by the king, and did the king offer the beggar money? No, he offered something far better. He offered the beggar financial advice. It's true, I did do that. Where is this beggar now? He runs a successful business that can pull 40 francs from a single client transaction. Amazing. And the ex-beggar attributes for the king this radical... And the ex-beggar attributes this king for his radical transformation? Well, he didn't say so directly, but it was implied. Interesting. Would you mind telling us the name of this person? I would rather not. Shit, I don't know if I say his name. Surprised it's not giving me, what's his face in here? Oh, alright, so I guess it doesn't matter. I would rather not. Because of witness confidentiality and stuff. I thought as much. This beggar is entirely fictional, isn't he? Or at best details the story have been exaggerated to paint the king in a positive light. Let's make no mistake here. No beggar would ever benefit from financial advice issued by King Louis Philippe. Oh dear. Outside the Palace Royal, protesters charge the building's gate, effortlessly overcoming the royal guards. Looters take the opportunity to overrun and ransack the building. Where on earth is that accursed king? Piero. No sign of him, ma'am. Rumor is he's gone off and fled the building, same as Guzat. Prime Minister and the king both fled before we even started our assault. How's that even possible? I found someone who may be of use. Oh dear. A royal guard? Nice find, Fontaine. Speak, Duck. Tell us where the king is. Ha, you think me a common turncoat? I'd have you know that I'm the mighty officer Beck. I would sooner die than betray my country. Okay. The Palace of Justice. A couple of lawyers came and took him to the Palace of Justice. That was easy. Piero, Fontaine, gather the crowd. We're marching on the Palace of Justice. What are we up to? Charge 12? Please continue, prosecutor. Very well. King Louis Philippe stand accused of crushing small businesses in favor of supporting wealthy industry gains. Such a nepotic attitude only serves to discourage people from forming their own enterprises. I disagree. As a self-made businessman, the king has constantly shown his support for all businesses, big and small. Another ludicrous assertion from the defense. Prove me wrong, JJ. When has the king ever shown support for grassroots businesses? I would like to present this story. It is an account of a fisherman, angler, who recently caught enormous catfish from the scene. Some say the fish was as large as 2 meters. Upon catching the fish, the king congratulated the man and offered him compensation for his efforts. Compensation for his efforts? You mean he bought the fish? In so many words, yes. Well, putting aside how weak an example that is of a man supporting local businesses, I see a much more pressing issue. There's no way the fisherman caught a 2-meter catfish from the scene. What if he had killer bait, like say a box of high-end chocolates? Ludicrous. Nobody's stupid enough to use chocolates as fishing bait. You guys can't be serious. Outside the doors of the tribunal watches the ever-growing crowd of protesters. The National Guard poise their bayonets, keeping the angry mob at bay. Disgusting rabble, a lot of them. Oh, it looks like the guards are letting someone through. An emissary of the rebels, or perhaps someone who considers themselves a leader. Are you the officer in charge of this barricade? I am. I came to talk to you directly. I feel we can settle this maturely. No violence, no casualties. Wouldn't that be marvelous? We only have one demand. That is, you stand aside and let me escort the king out of the building. Grant me that, and I will order the crowd to disperse. I don't know if this is your first revolution, mademoiselle, but it certainly isn't mine. If your protesters want the king, they will have to get past the line of National Guards. I don't think your people have the skill, equipment, or raw numbers to accomplish such a feat. I believe we're up to the last charge, are we not? Correct, charge 32. King Louis Philippe, you are accused of being an imbecile. You are mentally unfit to run this country. No need to get personal. It isn't a crime to be an idiot, stubborn. Thankfully, if it were, we would all be doing our time right now. Illegal, no, but it does raise the question of why we were given idiots so much power. Let's not follow the example of Great Britain, who let the mad King George III rule for decades past his prime. Decades, but certainly we've had a few people leaving past her. If you know what I'm saying. He's neither mad nor stupid. He's an intelligent and competent individual. I'll have you know that I'm only competent on prune days. Your Majesty, please. You've chosen an impossible battle, JJ. The king's idiocy is widely accepted. I urge you to prove us wrong. Show me one shred of evidence that the king is not a blithering idiot. I would like to present this account given by a local librarian. He asserts that the king is something of an avid reader. Picture books don't count, JJ. Oh, I had no idea that an extensive history of the Macedonian Empire was a picture book. The king has been known to check out as many as a dozen thick books in a single day covering a whole range of subjects. Face the facts, Severin, the king is an educated man. Perhaps a test is in order. That won't be necessary. What was the name of that book you mentioned? The Expansive History of the Macedonian Empire? Tell me, Majesty, where is Macedonia? Where? Yes, I'll even make it easy. Just tell us the name of the continent. What continent is Macedonia in? You could do this, Your Majesty. It's a 1 in 7 shot. Can you really do it? I want to say Africa, but I've got it. London. Oh, mon dieu. I think we're done here, Your Honor. As I've demonstrated in excruciating detail, the king is incompetent, lazy, stupid, and occasionally malicious. He isn't fit to run a bakery, let alone a nation. Very well, prosecutors. Does the defense have anything to add? Do I? Yes. Yes, Your Honor. I've got nothing. The defendant has been the best of my abilities. I have nothing more to say. Very good. I shall now converse with the jury. We shall determine precisely which crimes the king is guilty of and which decide an appropriate punishment. Punishment? Lawyer, man, you have to do something. I'm scared. Calm down, Your Majesty. The whole purpose of this trial is to see that your punishment is fair and fitting. You're not going to end up with your head in a spike. At least I don't think you will. That mademoiselle is returning. How naive. Negotiations are over, mademoiselle. Once again, I ask that you let me pass. Let me extract the king without issue, and we shall be on our way. I warn you, the protesters are getting rowdy. Any moment now, they might charge on their own accord. Your commitment to pacifism is admirable, but you are brimming with naivety, mademoiselle. Be on your way. Tisk, tisk, I warned you that your methods are too passive, madame. That foul voice. Show yourself, wolf. You. You're the fire who gave me the tip-off about Croque Monsieur. Or Croque Monsieur. Was my information no good, Inspector? Did I not say how and when you could reach the Croque Monsieur? You omit a few details. Your words almost killed a few acquaintances of mine. Well, Inspector, it seems that you and I agree on something. This wolf has a forked tongue. There's no need to direct your hatred at me, madam. I came here to give you a gift, a peace offering. You have nothing to offer. I most certainly do. Did you know that the tunnels of the sleeping city wind straight under the Palace of Justice? It's true. If one were to put enough gunpowder in the right spot, one could even take an entire side of the building down. What are you prattling on about? How much gunpowder do you think it would take, madam? 50 kilograms, 100, maybe 200 kilograms, just to be safe? Friar, tell me you didn't. The fuse is lit. In 20 seconds, the pillars of the Palace of Justice will fall like the Temple of Dagon. Running will do you no good, you brother-killing poot. You're bluffing. There will be no explosion. You would like that to be the case, wouldn't you, Inspector? But unfortunately for you, the Viridian Killer emerges one last time. You! I must congratulate you, JJ. No, Falcon, you argued excellently. I'm as unsure of the Penguin's fate as you are, but one thing for sure, certain, you could not have done your job. You could not have done your job any better. Thank you, Cocorico. After a small amount of deliberation, we have come to a decision. We find the defendant, King Louis Philippe, to be Mon Dieu, what was that? An explosion. It sounded like it came from right outside. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but well, in a manner of speaking, how to put this? For pity's sake, spit it out, monsieur. Rebels! It's the rebels! There was a big explosion at the entrance, and the rebels are pouring the building as we speak. You heard the rabbit. Everybody clear out. Your Honor, quickly, what was the verdict? Really, at a time like this, there is no better time. Exile! Don't get out of here. Court is adjourned. A valiant effort. We're both out of time and options. If the rebels want the king so badly, they can take him. You can't say that. The rooster's got a point, Falcon. Let's just turn the king over and let him receive his dues. We've done all we can. No, you two give up far too easily. Sparrows and Kokoriko, we're escorting the king to R&M Associates. Renard's place, what can he do? If anyone has the power to make the king disappear, it would be that conniving fox. Yeah, that might just work. Come along, your majesty. Oh dear, oh dear. Come on, Kokoriko, no time to dawdle. I'm staying. For there be any chance for your ridiculous plan succeeding, one must stay behind to delay the river. Kokoriko, go. I've got this. Good luck. Pulls out a Gatling gun. That damn wolf nearly killed a lot of us. You're the one harboring the king. It's a pleasure to see you again too, madam. Don't get snarky. Where is he? You're too late. The king has long left the building. For all I know, he could be halfway to Guadalupe by now. So he's already gone. Damn, there goes my opportunity to enact justice. Enact justice? You're suing the trial, madam. Everything was official, professional, and logical. It was the most brilliant display of justice I've ever seen. But the king is in the process of receiving a fitting punishment. Kokoriko, did my father receive a fitting punishment when you were the prosecutor at his trial 10 years ago? No, madam. But every day since then I've strived towards justice, and I shall continue to do so for the rest of my days. See that you do. Do hurry up, your majesty. Huff. Puff. This is taking forever. You aren't going any further. It's that friar! I'm not gonna let you take another step towards the king. I didn't come here for the king. I came here to kill you, JJ Falcon. Very well, Sparrowson. Take the king and hurry to Renard's. I'll handle this monster. Are you sure you'll be okay? I can handle one crippled wolf. Okay, come on, your majesty. Huff. That explosion at the courthouse, that wasn't just the rebels, was it? Heh, of course not. That was to take out the murderous poot who almost killed my brother, Madame Beaumort. She was the madam who pulled the trigger, but it was your words that sentenced him. And I would do it again. You and your brother are heinous individuals. Call us what you like. It doesn't matter anymore. Your blood must pay for this. An eye for an eye. That is the way of the judges of old. You don't appear armed. I don't need a gun or a sword to kill you. There are 100 kilograms of gunpowder beneath our feet. One more step and this entire area will go. Vile scum. Inspector, just in time. You look a little singed. Did you hear that explosion, Monsieur Vulpes? I did. It seems rumors are true, Mousy. The revolution is in full swing. Go on, get in there. Visitors, Monsieur Vulpes, visitors. I wonder who... Oh my god! Oh, sorry. I added a word. King Louis Philippe. Good afternoon, Your Majesty. Huff, huff. Are you Huff, Monsieur Vulpes? I am. This is my companion, Mousy. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Your Majesty. I must admit, I rarely have a gentleman of your caliber in this office. Please have a seat, Mousy. Fetch His Majesty some tea. Right away. I hear you can make people disappear. Ah yes, a new identity, a new face indeed. I can make that happen. Of course, there is a price. How much? Normally such a service would cost 100 francs, but for you, Your Majesty, 10,000. 10,000 francs! I don't carry that sort of money on my person. I'm sure that you can find a way. That crown on your head and egg in your hand would surely be enough to pay for this exquisite service. You are a crook, Monsieur Vulpes. No, let's not call each other names. We're both grown men. Now, let's see. You'll need a disguise. Ah, here we go. Put this on. How do I look? Mousy, could you come in here for a moment, please? What is it, Monsieur Vulpes? Oh, who is that cockatoo? Where did King Louis Philippe go? You see, Your Majesty? Is that convincing? Of course, but we'll have to give you a new name and identity to match a new look. We need a name that is original yet ordinary, subtle yet exquisite. John Smith? Brilliant, Mousy. Monsieur, your name is now John Smith. You are an upstanding English gentleman. Je m'appelle John Smith. That's no good. We'll have to work on your English accent. Repeat after me. My name is John Smith. My name is John Smith. Wow, did you grow up in London, Your Majesty? Your accent is impeccable. Really? Tell him, Elsie. I didn't understand any of it, so it must have been perfect English. Disguise, name, accent, I think we're all set. Are you ready, Mr. Smith? I don't think so. Of course you're ready. Flee, Monsieur, flee. Take a horse to Calares, and from there, hire a boat to take you to the shores of England. Do you think he'll make it to England, Monsieur Lopez? With that disguise, Mousy, I think our client will be lucky to make it down the street. Come on, let's return this egg to sauteing. I think our client will be lucky to make it down the street. Come on, bird brain, time's wasting. Whoa, look, we finally decided to get up. Give me a break. My legs are killing from all the running all over Paris. Besides, we just had the case of a century. I think we're allowed one day to relax. Let's play some Jacques Noir. Look at the stack of mail we have to reply to. Mail? Inspector Volatility has to sign off on some paperwork regarding the death of Friar Ramus. Cocorico wants us to arrange a lunch meeting to discuss potential future collaborative projects. And Madame Baron asked us to help establish a constitution for the Second Republic, if you can believe that. Plus, we have like a dozen requests for legal work from other citizens of Paris. I guess word has gotten around about our involvement in the King's trial, huh? Mon Dieu. So much to do, but all I want to do is take a holiday. Hey Falcon, do you think we're about to see some changes? Changes? The old king is gone, the Prime Minister resigned, and the Second Republic is kicking off. I'm just saying, do you think this could be the start of a new era of peace for Paris? I think it just might be, Sparrowson. Don't get me wrong, I'm certain this isn't the last revolt Paris will ever see, not by a long shot, but maybe for now we'll have a brief moment of harmony. Moment of harmony, that sounds nice. But enough talk about politics, Sparrowson. Let's go pick up some breakfast. Sounds good. I feel like the pains of whatever. I don't know, I can't pronounce that shit. A game by Sketchy Logic. Oh, okay, so yeah, that's the. I guess this is the best outcome. You have reached the end of Route B, Eglante. The ending you received was determined by the decisions you made in Chapter 3. Try tackling the trial in the catacombs differently in order to see a different ending. Thank you for playing Aviary Attorney. Alright, well, I got this one. Might as well. Which apparently this one wasn't unlocked at the time of this? You can come out now, brother. How did it go? Better than we ever hoped for. The rooster is dead and the madam has tasted her first blood. Amazing, completely worth getting shot for. The meddlesome Falcon tried to disrupt the execution. Falcon, really? That tenuous wretch. Don't worry, he floundered and bumbled around hopelessly. The madam thinks he's of some use, but really, he's as good as dead. This is marvelous. Every piece has fallen into place. Our dream will be a reality in no time. No reason, brother. Or true reason. True reason. Fraternite. I hope you don't harbor too much hate for the madam. I know that the rooster was your friend, but the madam does what she does for the good of France. Boy, oh boy, this is awkward. It is a bit. Perhaps a round of drinks are in order. After all, this is a tavern. What do you two say? I mean no disrespect, Fontaine, but I'm not thirsty. Me neither. I get it. You're both a little shaken by what you saw. Can we at least get you some wine, just a small glass to calm the nerves? Fine, whatever. Very good. Piero, fetch our guest some drinks. It's your round. My round? No way, it's your turn. Turns don't matter, you still owe me for that omelet I generously paid for last Friday. Yeah, well, you owe me for that coffee on Tuesday. Okay, so that's 30 cents of coffee deducted from a 60-cent omelet plus 25-cent peanuts you swiped from my pantry. Hold up, I ain't so good at manial arithmetic. Listen, Sparrowson, you need to go. Go? Yes, I'll create a distraction, you head straight for the back door. Is that such a good idea? If we both stick around, we could both end up as dead as we run that lioness the wrong way. If we both run, these two will probably shoot us in the backs. So the way I see it, one of us running is the most viable option. Falcon, don't argue. Once you're out, find Volorite and tell him what you've seen. Okay. So it's agreed. You get this round, I'll owe you 2 cents. Yep, and I'll hold you to him 2 cents. I'll be right back. Don't you two move or nothing. He'll hold me to 2 cents. That Pierre is such a miser. Anyway, I don't feel like sitting in silence. Let's talk to pass the time. I have a gun question. Flintlock or percussion caps? What's better, flintlock or percussion cap ignition systems? What a delightful technical question, but I'm afraid there's no dispute here. Percussion caps are the future, hands down. You see, flintlocks are unreliable. A little light drizzle and the ignition system no longer functions. The gun becomes worthless. But a percussion cap will always work as long as it's built correctly and as long as the gun has enough gunpowder. Suppose there is a matter of material cost. How much does a brass cap cost compared to a flint and steel? It's a little pricier, I think. Alright, I brought drinks for one. For me, one for you, one for you, one for... Hey, where's the little one go? Little one? He's right. Oh, Mayor, I lost him. You lost him? How'd you lose him? I was gone for 2 minutes. I think I dropped the ball on this one. I'll say, the madam's gonna string us up for sure. Actually, we should make up a cover story. We can't let her find out about this. You can't let me find out about what? They let Sparrowson escape. Tweedledee and Tweedledum over here weren't paying attention and let Sparrowson walk casually away. Madam, we could explain. I swear, I give you two bozos one damn job. Doesn't matter that Little Bird was dispensable for our plans, but Falcon isn't. What's important is he's still here. Madam Sparrowson runs to the police and both his location and Sleeping City are compromised. We should keep this meeting brief. Agreed. Falcon, let me quickly fill you in. As you probably know, we are planning to form a protest, an enormous protest on the 14th of this month. We intend to draw a massive crowd at the Plastic Accord, and we shall march across Tuileries Garden. March across Tuileries. You intend to storm the Louvre? No, the Palace Royal. That is where the King and Prime Minister will be residing. I would like to go peacefully, but peaceful uprisings have a habit of turning violent, don't they? Exactly, and we can't let the leaders of this country escape amidst the chaos. They must be tried for their crimes against the French people. On that note, I want you to lead the prosecution. You want me to prosecute the King of France? The King and the Prime Minister. They're both responsible for the rampant inequality that plagues this country. On the day of the revolution, we will drag both of those overpaid bourgeois on the streets, and you shall prosecute them then and there. I think I understand. Prosecuting the pair for crimes against humanity, I suppose it could certainly be done. If I were to interview a lot of citizens, get a lot of evidence, file some paperwork, I could probably prepare a case in around 2 months. We don't have the luxury of time. Use your ingenuity on the day, just like you did in the catacombs. You can't be serious. There is no alternative. The wheels of the revolution are already turning. And the revolution will ignite in under a week. The question on my mind is, what do we do with you until then? You can leave him with us, man. We'll keep a good eye on him. After seeing the atrocious job you two guarding Little Bird, I think not. I also have to guard you myself, Falcon. You shall spend this week at my side while I complete our preparations. At your side all day and night? Absolutely. I'm not going to let you out of my sight for 1 minute. That seems excessive. You can trust me, madam. Your bird's with now, I guess. Making me prosecute. No, I can't. You promised to help me, but I know you don't exactly believe in the cause of the Second Republic. If I give you 1 grain of freedom, you will undoubtedly flee. This meeting is over. Come along, Falcon. Alright, unfortunately I gotta figure this out the old-fashioned way. Alright, well this one is... cutscene, and then while we were sitting in a tavern, Falcon gave me the opportunity to escape. Great distraction, I sneaked away and went straight to the police. And you called a meeting, and well, here I am. So yeah, that's the whole story. I see. So Severin Kokoriko died at the hands of the rebels. That's right. And Falcon revealed his true colors as a traitor. A traitor? No, that's not right, Inspector. Falcon's not a rebel. He's just playing along so he could save his own life. Don't be siding there. Put the puzzle pieces together. Falcon willingly leapt into the lion's den for the specific purpose of siding with the rebels. He let you escape because he could see that you weren't truly sympathetic to the rebel cause. That doesn't make any sense at all. Falcon's never shown a rebellious streak. Tell me, Sparrowson, what do you know about Falcon's past? Not a lot. He's a private person. He never told you what he did during the Dry Revolution before he changed his name? No, he hasn't told me anything, really. Sparrowson, let me tell you about the man they call the Viridian Killer. Police Royale. Just look at that disgusting den of fat cat bourgeois and hypocritical politicians. The king is probably in there as we speak. probably sitting in his high chair, stuffing his bloated face with cake and wine, all he boasts about being the perfect citizen king. Did you come here just to moan about the king? No, I've come to assess the potential battleground. On the day of rebellion, I might order Perio to set up a barricade over there. What do you think? There, right outside the Palace Royale? Of course, it's a perfect place for a defensive garrison. We can gather furniture from nearby buildings, build a wall, and position rifles to defend off the police. When the time is right, it will serve as the ideal location to launch our assault on the palace. So you weren't just throwing empty words in tavern, you actually intend on dragging the king out of the palace through violence. Of course, he will never advocate of his own volition. It's not as if I want to see bloodshed, Falcon. It's necessary, it's inevitable. I mean, we have to be realistic. There is no way to bring change to a country without using violence, is there? I think there are ways. People look back on violent moments in history. The executions, the wars, the bloody revolutions. Who's to say that a country could not be overturned just through the chance of the people? Pacifist revolution, interesting. I would love for such a thing to be possible. Maybe it would be better to avoid building the barricades. At least until it's clear that violence is inevitable. That's good. That's a good compromise, madam. I guess you could kind of go the route of either fueling the fires of starting a fight, or basically trying to make things seem better than they might actually be. Les Holles, huh? Let me guess. You have a weapon supplier somewhere around here? Or maybe this is where you plan on meeting an informant, a government defector? Is a good meeting spot as any. Actually, I'm here for groceries. There's no need for that look. You think just because I'm a gun-toting rebel, I don't need to buy food? Merman. Well, if it isn't such a little gambade, you're growing bigger every time I see you. You have to hear that something big went down here yesterday. A policeman, a nasty, ugly policeman. Let me guess, he was bullying people and revealing secrets on the whereabouts of the revolutionaries? Well, that's how it started, ma'am. Same old bullying tactics. Push around this old beggar rat who hangs around the market sometimes. But then when the rat wasn't speaking up, the policeman drew his gun and shot him. Policeman shot the beggar, just like that? Yep. Then this coward cop went and ran before we could turn on him. I find this difficult to believe. A policeman wouldn't openly shoot a beggar without just cause. Open your eyes, Falcon. This is a regime us partisans live under. We are ignored by the government, impressed by the police, and hanged by the courts. Why do you think I'm fighting so hard to make a change? We can't put up with this sort of bullying. No, this can't be right. Something has to be missing from Saltaine's story. Do you mind if I ask you a couple questions, madam? Sure, ask away. Make it quick, Falcon. What did this policeman look like? What did the policeman look like? Well, I didn't get a good look, but he was tall and ugly, mean-looking, and he had one eye. One eye? Yep, had one of them pirate eye patches. Or pirate patches. There's no way. Ring any bells, Falcon? I know a man who fits the description, but simply couldn't be him. He's a bit individual, but he's morally righteous. I can't imagine him shooting an innocent person so recklessly. Don't let your bias towards the justice system affect your judgment, Falcon. If you think you know who did this, then please, name and shame him. I think I should bite my tongue until I'm a little more than certain. Would you want to know anything else? Did nobody investigate the shooting? If policemen did shoot an innocent person, I think there would surely be an investigation. Ha, your neighbor knows no bounds, Falcon. Do you think the police care if one of their own is out of control? Actually, there was one bloke asking around, but I don't think he was a policeman. Oh, go on, madam. Well, he was this charming fox, Renard. A friend of yours, Falcon? Something like that. We should probably pay him a visit to see what he's up to. Pay him a visit. I suppose we could set aside a little time. Did you want something else? Who was the rat? Who was this beggar rat? Didn't really know him well, Monsieur. None of us did. He was kind of a loner who hanged around asking for scraps of food and cents. I don't even know his name. That's so sad. Did he have no family, no means of support? Do you have any idea how many beggars are here on the streets of Paris? How many people go hungry? How many people are forced to turn to crime? I'm well aware, madam. I'm asking these questions to see if there's perhaps some reason why that particular rat was killed. But no, it appears that this was just the loss of one unnamed beggar rat among many. It's tragic. That it is, Monsieur. Is there any way that I could help? That's all, madam. Thanks for all your help. No problem. Anything to help Madame Vermeil. We'll try to get to the bottom of this, Saltaire. Just make sure to stay safe when the revolution starts. Stay inside, keep Gambade safe. Of course, ma'am. You stay safe yourself, you hear? Alright, well, I have a bad feeling, so I'm going to do that. I'll probably be able to visit everybody, but... Visitors, Monsieur. Lupez visitors. Really, Falcon? What do you hope to accomplish in this sleazy back alley establishment? Sleazy? Madam, my back alley office is perhaps a little cluttered and eclectic, but I resent the accusation of sleaze. Maybe I should do the introductions. Monsieur Lupez, this is Madame Barmont, a friend of mine. Madam, this is Renard Volupes, private investigator at your services. A pleasure to meet you, madam. Ah, how stoic. I'm sure you have some pressing questions to ask, Falcon. Before we get started, there's something I must tell you. Monsieur Sparrowson dropped by early, informed me of your situation. Sparrowson, is he alright? Oh yes, he is now working with Inspector Volarte, attempting to unravel the rebel plot. Just as I thought, it appears your lackey has solidified his position as a traitor to the Second Republic, Falcon. Perhaps, perhaps not. Sparrowson doesn't strike me as a person who sides with any ideology. But you know, he asked me the most peculiar questions. Would you like to know what it is? Of course. Such information is quite valuable. It would cost, say, 30 francs. I got plenty. I'll pay it. Yeah, I know how this works. Here's your money, monsieur. Very good. So on to the question. Sparrowson asked if you were the Viridian killer, the one responsible for the random bombings during the July Revolution 18 years ago. Why on earth would he ask that? Perhaps the inspector had been telling him stories. So what did you tell him? The truth, of course. That is, that I have no idea who the Viridian killer is, but that I knew that it couldn't possibly be Falcon. Oh, and how do you know that I'm not the Viridian killer? Falcon, please. You're a semi-drunk, bumbling oaf, not a ruthless killer. Anyway, I've started my own investigation into the Viridian killer. It's fascinating stuff. Apparently he was seen at multiple places at once, which leads me to believe that he is actually more than one person. Huh. And do you know why they call him, or should I say them, the Viridian killer? Viridian is a greenish color, isn't it? No, I don't have a clue. Crimson Killer would have been a much cooler name. It appears that no one knows the origins of the name, which leads me to suspect that he, or indeed they, chose their own name. This is all fascinating, truly fascinating. Perhaps we can return to the conversation as to why we're here? Of course, Monsieur Lopez. We heard that you're investigating the murder at Les Hellas. That victim was a friend of Mousie's. More of an acquaintance, really. Well, we want to know if you managed to uncover anything. Did you find any leads, any juicy clues? Not as such. It's quite a peculiar case. Did you hear that the murderer wore an eye patch? I did. You know what that implies, don't you, Falcon? You only know of one police officer, or indeed one person who wears an eye patch. The inspector. But that can't be right. You wouldn't describe him as a murderous man, would you, Monsieur Volupes? Murderous? I don't know. He's certainly passionate about finding the Viridian killer. Who's to say that he wouldn't kill in the pursuit of his arch-enemy? Let me just double-check. Was there another option I could have gone for? No, there's not. God damn, all this reading is making my throat sore. What'd I get? Anyway, who's to say... I already did read that. Who's to say when you kill in pursuit of his arch-enemy? Falcon, I want to solve this mystery as much as you do, but time is pressing and we have other matters to attend to. We must take our leave. Understood. Until next time, Monsieur Volupes. Goodbye and good luck, Monsieur Falcon. It was a pleasure meeting you, madam. Excuse me, Monsieur Volupes? That lioness looked pretty angry. Is this revolution going to end in blood, Monsieur Volupes, just like in 1830? Tullieres. Let me think. So it takes 10 minutes to walk from the Place de Concorde to this very spot. And the Palace Royal lies 5 minutes north of here. But the crowd will be fairly large and slow. It may take twice, maybe 3 times as long to make the move. Having a logistics problem, madam? Perhaps. The plan is to walk the crowd from here through Tullieres to the Palace Royal. But if we take too long to pass through Tullieres, the police will trap us in. We could be flanked and slaughtered. That is quite an issue. Why not just meet at the palace? Why not just get the protesters to meet the Palace Royal itself? Because the Palace Royal is an ideal meeting location. It's enormous and easy to get to. I see, but if you got, say, half the protesters to meet the Palace Royal, you would cut down on traveling time. I get it, a smaller crowd would be easier to direct across the garden. I'll pass the idea along to Piero and see what he has to say. He's the one in charge of leading the crowds, after all. That bird-brained parrot would probably just shoot the idea down, right? Probably, but I appreciate your input. I don't know if you genuinely want to help, if you're just telling me what I want to hear out of fear, but thank you, Falcon. No problem, madam, for the Second Republic, right? Right, for the Second Republic. Honestly, I think it'd be more phrased as trying to avoid bloodshed. Punt de Arts. This is it, Falcon. This is the day we make our stand. Everything is coming together. As we speak, Fontaine is gathering the protesters at the Place de Concorde. Piero is making preparation to build an armored barricade near the palace road as a precaution, you understand. The only question that remains is, are you ready? Nope, not at all. To be perfectly honest, no, I'm not ready at all. You want me to prosecute the king and the prime minister if and when you drag him from the palace, right? Well, I've had no time to prepare, I've had no evidence on hand. This whole trial is going to be one big fiasco. You're too fixated on formalities, Falcon. The revolution will succeed and those in power will see justice, that's all that matters. But madam, come on, let's see how the protest is going. Arrive in the Place de Concorde. The air is thick with the chant, shouts, and cheers of hundreds of protesters. A line of mounted soldiers stand shoulder to shoulder outside the entrance to the Tuileries. This is amazing. I had no idea the Second Republic had this many supporters. But of course, you didn't think we were just a few animals huddling in a cave, did you? The desire for revolution runs deep in the city. Everything's in place at the Palace Royal, ma'am. Just say the word and we'll set up the biggest barricade you've ever seen. Then we can all storm the building and drag that cocky king out of his chair. There's been a change of plan. We're still going to protest, but we're going to do it peacefully. No firing from behind barricades, no violence, no capturing the king or prime minister. Madam, are you feeling alright? Quite alright, thank you. But what if your desire for better France? You cannot achieve that without bloodshed. We can certainly try. Falcon convinced me. Falcon? Pacifism seems like the Christian approach, wouldn't you say, Friar? I see, so that's how it is. Excuse me, madam. I think the Friar disapproves of the new strategy. He probably thinks I've gone soft, and maybe I have, but I'm not deviating from this path, even if each and every rebel leaves my side. Don't worry, ma'am, you aren't alone. We are not here for violence, madam. As long as you strive for a better France, we'll always stand with you. Ugh, this stupid bullet wound. Damn thing's opened up again. What's the news, brother? Is everything in place? We have a problem. The mademoiselle refuses to use violence. She's turned timid. Turned timid? How? It appears that the lawyer, Falcon, is something of a lion tamer. J.J. Falcon, that bird's proving to be more and more trouble than the rooster, I swear. Brother, listen, if there is no violence, then there will be no power gap. Only one leader will just peacefully replace another. We need chaos for our plan to work. Guess we'll have to follow through with our contingency strategy. I'll find the victim, you find the suspect. Don't push yourself, brother, you're still injured. Look at those scum, foul vermin, a lot of them. Mark my words, Sparrow son, every one of those petulant dissenters will make the first opportunity to turn aggressive. They lust for violence. They don't look too violent to me. Trust me, this is just how the crowd looked before July Revolution. It only takes one crazed individual and the entire crowd will explode into a frenzy. Hey, it's you. Friar, it's good to see you again. No time for pleasantries, inspectors. You needed urgently on the Place de Concorde. Me? Why not ask one of the officers on active guard duty? There's no time to explain. Any minute now. Ah, do you hear that gunshot? It's already begun. Come on, Inspector, you must make haste. Inspector, I don't really think you should be trusting this friar. That's a two-faced wolf. He has provided me with reliable information in the past. I trust his judgment. But, Inspector, this isn't up for discussion, Sparrow, and I have a duty to uphold. Stay put. I'll be back in no time at all. But, what should I do now? A gunshot? It was nearby, too. So the friar was right. Violence really is an inevitability. We haven't reached that stage yet, madam. I can't afford to take chances. Not now. Piero, march the crowd to the Palace Royal and construct the barricade. Yes, ma'am. Fontaine, Falcon, we're going to find the source of this disturbance. It came from here, Inspector. Hurry, hurry. I'm moving as fast as these old legs will. Mon Dieu, a body. Do I know this one? I don't think so. It's not one of the, Unless it is? No, it's definitely not. I don't know. Definitely someone new. It's a bird. This woman must have been the target of the gunshot we just heard, but I don't see a shooter. I think the gunshot came from over here. Inspector? Falcon, well, I should have known the Viridian killer would have had a part in this. Inspector, I'm not... What do we have here? A filthy cop and a dead girl. Madam, thank goodness you're here. I saw the whole thing. This poor innocent mademoiselle was approaching the police line with her hands in the air, when all of a sudden this brute of a police inspector yelled, "Get back, you filthy rebel." He drew his gun and shot the bird point blank through her heart. What is this nonsense? What are you prattling on about, Friar? Thank you for your input, Remus. It hardly surprised me that a member of the police would be the one to cast the first stone. I think we're all being a little rash. Let's just take a breath, examine the situation, and... Wait a moment. You wear an eye patch. You only have one eye, Inspector. How observant. Tell me, were you the policeman who killed the rat at Las Hellas too? Las Hellas? What are you talking about? 2 incidents of a one-eyed policeman gunning down an innocent victim. There is no way that is a coincidence. What I have here is a filthy, corrupt individual who takes pleasure in oppressing the common citizen. Am I right, Inspector? I really shouldn't be surprised that a stupid rebel makes stupid assumptions when it comes to stupid conclusions. But open your damned eyes, mademoiselle. I am not the assailant here. Don't call me mademoiselle, or stupid for that matter. Your guilt is plain to see. Given the circumstance, I have to judge and execute you right here and now. Falcon, don't just stand there gawking. Vouch for me. Madam, I know this man. His name is Inspector Valente. He is ruthlessly law-abiding, so much so that I can't envision him shooting a man without just cause. Oh, shut up, Falcon. I'm done with your idealism. I listened to you, I took your words to heart about avoiding violence, and now a girl is dead. Well, I'm done taking chances. Remus, help me escort this invalid to Vierzvoke. I'll decide his fate there. With pleasure, madam. Come along, Inspector. Fontaine, Falcon, deal with the corpse. Meet us at the barricade when you're done. There's no way that this was the work of the police. You know what, Falcon? I think you might be right. An isolated gunshot this far away from the police line, it doesn't make any sense at all. But that's rebellious for you. They're messy affairs. Sometimes innocents get caught in the crossfire and there's no reason for it. Well, there's no use dawdling. Help me get the corpse off the street. Not yet. I'm going to examine the body first. Examine the body? We agree that this wasn't the work of Inspector Valente, right? Then there might be some clues on the corpse that point towards what happened. An impromptu coroner's examination, eh? Fine. You have 2 minutes. After that, we're heading to the barricade whether you're done here or not. What's this mark? It almost looks like a handprint made in blood. Alright, so it is a left hand, which he's missing. Probably the mademoiselle's. I don't think so. The handprint is a left hand on the girl's left shoulder. There's no way a person could comfortably reach that spot on their own back. I suppose so, but the handprint doesn't belong to the girl then. Who does it belong to? The murderer. Has to be. The question in my mind is, why is the handprint made in blood? Did the murderer sully their hand on the girl's gunshot wound, or were they injured prior to the shooting? There's so much to uncover here, and no time for a thorough investigation. Everyone's been so fixated on who did it, nobody stopped to ask who this girl was. I don't know, Monsieur. Given her clothes, she's probably just another working girl. Just another? I didn't mean to sound glib, but it's true. This is one mademoiselle among the thousands who live in Paris. Who was she? Where did she work? Will her family miss her? I don't know, but in the long run, I don't think anyone will care. I care. I can't afford not to. I don't know who this mademoiselle was, but I'm going to see that justice is brought about for her death. It's a long shot. Maybe this girl is faking her injury. Just for the sake of thoroughness, I really ought to check for her pulse. Right. No, nothing. This is a bullet wound, right? What can you tell me about it, Fontaine? Well, it looks like the bullet took a fairly straight angle of entry through the mademoiselle's back. The shooter was probably standing right behind the victim. What's the bullet size? You know its caliber. Let me guess. You're hoping that the caliber of the bullet is different than the caliber of the inspector's gun. That would conveniently get the one-eyed police officer off the hook, wouldn't it? Well, I'm afraid I can't help you. I couldn't possibly know a bullet's caliber without having a good look at the bullet itself. As you can plainly see, the bullet is 3 centimeters deep in flesh. So you need to see the bullet itself. Help me retrieve the bullet, Fontaine. Retrieve, you mean dig it out? I assume you have a little more experience in this area than I do. Well, you're not wrong there. Fine, this will only take a moment. Here you go, 1 used bullet. Looks like it's standard lead rifle or pistol ball, but I'm afraid I can't tell you its caliber. Why is that? Bullet fragmented upon impact, monsieur. I gathered all the pieces, but I cannot assess its diameter with any accuracy. Still, I would guess that it was 13 to 17 millimeters. Sorry, I can't be more specific. That's enormous help. Thank you, monsieur. God, it is serious. The one thing I'll admit in this entirety of it, which I get the point, but the fact that they have human hands and, like, mostly bird or animalistic features, it's just, oh. If they went, like, the D&D route where they were, like, feathered hands, I'd get it. But, alright, well, that's it. I'm done here. Very good. Let's move the body off the street, then I must hurry to the Palace Royale. Rest in peace, mademoiselle. I'll see to it that justice is done. Yeah, everything is going just as planned. The madam's probably fuming right now. She'll attack the Palace Royal and the Prime Minister will flee, and then... Excuse me, monsieur. What do you want? I'm busy. Don't you recognize me, monsieur? I know that my disguise is a little more complex than yours, but I assumed you would recognize Prince Juan when you saw him. You're Prince Juan? Indeed, and you're Judge Romulus the Corrupt Wolf. I know what you did. You tried to assassinate the king, you shot Croque-Monsieur, and just moments ago I saw you murder a maiden at the Place de Concorde. You truly are a vile individual, aren't you? Yeah, as if you have any proof of any of that stuff. I'm out of here. I also know that you're one half of the Viridian Killer. On any other day I would gut you where you stand, Fox, but as it happens I'm a little busy today. Oh, the Viridian Killer is too busy to kill me? Is that the truth, or is that bullet wound of yours starting to affect your prowess? You must have lost an awful lot of blood. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, hello, Monsieur Volupes. Ah, Monsieur Spurison, perfect timing. Who now? Oh, you're that fledgling. I guess this is what they call being stuck between a rock and a hard place, huh? Be a dear and help me restrain the Viridian Killer. This guy, he's the Viridian Killer? He looks more like Judge Romulus to me. Well, you would be right about that too. Wow, so he's two scumbags in one. Alright then. Wow. Ow, mind the wound. Quit your whining, Your Honor. Very nice take there, Monsieur Spurison. You may want to check his pockets for weapons. He is something of a notorious killer, after all. Of course, let's see what we got here. Aha, here we are. A pistol, probably the one used to kill the maiden, I suspect. What else can you find, Monsieur Spurison? This? An eye patch? Weird. What would this wolf want with an eye patch? Oh no, this is bad. Very bad indeed. I don't get it. What's wrong with an eye patch? There's no time to explain, Mousy. There's no time to explain. What is it, Monsieur Volupes? What is it? Take this eye patch to J.J. Falcon. If my fears are correct, he'll be somewhere around the Palace Royal right now. Tell him this belongs to Romulus's brother. Hurry now. Right away, Monsieur Volupes. Right away. I must go too. I need to find the other half of the Viridian Killer pair before something terrible happens. What am I supposed to do with this guy? You have his gun, don't you? March that wolf to the nearest police station and collect your reward for capturing Judge Romulus. What a strange day. Outside the Palace Royal, the rebels have constructed a makeshift barricade out of furniture, branches, rocks, anything else they can find. From behind the wall, the rebels taunt the police guards with their chants. Confess your crimes. I have nothing to confess, you filthy rebel. You and all your rebel friends, however, should confess to 1,000 counts of treason and public disorder. I will see each and every one of you hanged for your flagrant disregard of the law. Your stubborn attitude is disgusting. A few days ago, you were seen at Las Hellas. Witnesses saw you murder a beggar in cold blood. Today, a friar testified to seeing you murder a girl, again completely unprovoked. I don't know why you continue to plead your innocence. But it doesn't matter. I don't need a confession to know that you're a killer. Madame Beaumont, stop. The inspector didn't shoot that mademoiselle. Keep your beak closed, Falcon. I'm done listening to your suggestions. This policeman is as guilty as every other monster in our decrepit justice system. It is my duty to execute him. Falcon has uncovered some pretty convincing evidence. I would recommend that you hear him out. Please, just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes to convince you of this inspector's innocence. 5 minutes is precious in a time like this. I can't afford it. What if you're wrong? Are you willing to see another dead innocent? Thank you, madam. Having my life saved by the Viridian Killer. How humiliating. Quiet, pig. Your life is mine until I say otherwise. Okay, so first of all, let's recap on what Friar Remus had to say. Wait, where is that friar? He's a key witness to the crime. He scampered as soon as he dropped the inspector off, said he had some business to attend to. Business? Oh man, those barricades are looking pretty scary. But I mustn't fear, for I'm a brave duck. I'm the great Officer Beck, handsome, intelligent, strong, truly, a fearless hero who'll be remembered for... Hello, officer. Ah, you scared me, Monsieur, monk. Friar Remus. Listen, officer, I have some great importance to tell you. I was just passing by the rebel camp and I overheard a conversation. Oh, this sounds good. Go do on. They said they were going to launch an assault very soon, and when they do, they're going to rain hellfire on the palace. Oh no, that's just as I feared. What'll we do? It's simple, officer. As soon as you hear the first gunshot, you need to retaliate. Hit them with everything you've got. Every cannon, every rifle, every piece of artillery. Don't leave a single piece on the barricade remaining. That is the only way you can be sure to survive. Ah, total annihilation. I like it. But, Friar, I'm confused. Aren't you a Christian? Yeah, so what? I don't know. It's just your idea doesn't seem very Christian-y. Ah, I see. You think this is a moral issue. Let me tell you a secret, my dearest duck friend. There is no God, no overarching morality, no higher plane, no heaven to save the righteous or hell to punish the sinners. There is only you, your artillery, and 10,000 rebels who want to dine on Peking duck tonight. Understand? That is an awful lot to take in. Then let me simplify. It's you or them. It's me or them. Forget about the friar, Falcon. We remember what you say. Present your case based on what you can recall. Okay, I will. But you may want to wipe that mouse off your shoulder first. Sorry, wipe what? Oh, it's you, Mousy. Monsieur Falcon, special delivery from Mayor of Lupus. Oh, thank you, Mousy. What is it? An eye patch. It was found in Remus Brothers' clothing. Remus Brothers is an eye patch belonging to Judge Romulus. That's interesting. Where is Romulus? There's no time, Monsieur. Just take it. Take it. I have to run, Monsieur, but you have to do your best, Monsieur, because Sparrowson believe in you. Sparrowson, you've seen Sparrowson? How is he? There's no time, Monsieur. Good luck. Are you quite done, Falcon? Very much so. Let's begin this trial. Okay, so let's remember what the friar said. Select a statement to question. Got the bird point blank through the chest. I'm gonna have to go through each, because it's probably gonna involve the left hand print. Somehow. So we'll go through the... Let's talk about the victim. Never mind. The friar said the girl was approaching the police line at the time of the shooting. This didn't occur near any police line. The main police line was at the entrance to this place around where we were standing. This incident didn't occur there. It was a good 50, maybe 100 meters away. So what? So what? It's a severe discrepancy as far as account of the events. Maybe there's a police line there, but it moved. Maybe the friar was mistaken, and maybe it was just a single officer. Does it really matter? Yes, it matters. Yes, it matters hugely. It impacts how we view the narrative events. How exactly? Elaborate. Well, if we were just a single police officer, then it would be more of a private confrontation, and well, yeah. Incident being killed by a policeman is an incident being killed by a policeman. The friar got some details wrong, but the overarching crime still remains. We must focus on that. Why would she do that? I have no idea what my intention is, but that's what we must focus on. Okay, so that's not the right line. I guess we'll go gun. Claims that the inspector drew his gun. What caliber is it? Madam, what caliber is the inspector's weapon? What caliber? I don't have the faintest. 15mm as the same caliber for a gendarmerie pistol. And what caliber was the bullet found in Mademoiselle? Well, I can't be sure because the bullet fragment, but it looks between 13 and 17mm. I'm afraid that's the most accurate measurement I can make given the circumstances. If the bullet were 17mm in diameter, then it wouldn't fit in the inspector's 15mm gun. That would immediately free the inspector of all guilt. It certainly would, but if the bullet were 17mm. Fontaine just said the bullet was between 13 and 17mm. That's quite a large range. But if it were 17, if it were 13 or 15, the government's guilt would only be confirmed further. You were holding onto a shred of hope that the bullet is actually 17mm when you lack any relevance. Let's move this along. Was the inspector even carrying a weapon? Inspector at the time of his arrest. Yes, we confiscated this from his person. Oh, I see, but it's possible the gun was planted. It's a standard issue percussion long. Exactly the type of gun I expect a policeman to carry. Sorry, Falcon. Do you have another question about the inspector's gun? No. Point blank through the chest. I think he said it was through the back. Remus claimed that the girl was shot point blank through the chest. She was shot in the back. The girl was clearly shot in the back. I know, I remember seeing the bullet wound for myself. But that's quite a glaring inaccuracy in the wolf's testimony. It is an inaccuracy, but it's an irrelevant inaccuracy. Does it really matter if the girl was shot in the front or the back? Either way, a girl died at this pig's hands. It does matter. It does matter. If the girl was shot from the front, then this might indicate a police confrontation turned ugly. But if she was shot in the back, then what? This could indicate that someone targeted and assassinated her before she could even react. That doesn't paint the inspector in a particularly flattering light, Falcon. Madam, you're missing the point. A shot to the back breaks the currently established narrative. The girl was targeted and murdered in a stealthy professional attack, therefore this was not an ordinary police confrontation. You've made an assumption, Falcon. You've assumed that just because the girl was shot in the back, she must have been stealthily killed. There are other possibilities. Perhaps the girl was scared by the police, started running away, and then was shot in the back as she fled. That scenario is impossible. If the girl were running away, then she would have been at least a couple steps away from the killer at the time of the shooting, right? Right. But I note the killer was standing right behind the victim, and they were no less 1 meter apart when the gun was fired. They were standing that close. How could you possibly know that, Falcon? We saw a bloodied handprint on the girl's shoulder. What do you make of that, madam? Well, I assume any bloody stain could belong to the victim, and mark maybe the girl's dying breath, perhaps. No, it was a print of a left hand on the girl's left shoulder near her upper back. The angle and positioning of the print indicate that it could only have been caused by another person. And that's why I'm certain that the killer was right behind the girl at the time of the attack. I see, that's quite a theory. But Falcon, you've left an important question unanswered. Why was the handprint bloody? The print was made with the victim's blood, yes, so it can't possibly have been made prior to the shooting. The killer must have wiped his hand on the girl's clothing after she was already dead. And if that's the case of my suggested scenario, it's still possible the girl may have been running away from the police when she was shot. No, I'm still trying to work out the details, but I know that the print was made prior to the shooting. He's missing his hand! Maybe the shooter was injured and his hand was already covered in blood. Tisk, you talked big about breaking the established narrative, and now you present me with baseless drivel. Where do we go from here? How does this handprint nonsense really affect the situation? Heh. Do you find something funny about the situation, Inspector? I do. This whole trial is patently absurd. It's an animal court through and through. But there was something particularly funny about that last exchange. You've also focused on when and how this handprint was made clear that you missed one larger issue. I don't have a left hand, you idiots. I couldn't have possibly left that mark. Oh, right, of course. Well, madam, what do you say to that? He's got nothing. Maybe the handprint came from an accomplice, or maybe it had nothing to do with the incident, or... It feels good to see someone else speculate wildly for a change. Okay, fine, I don't have a solid explanation. I must concede that it's possible, maybe even likely, that the person who left that mark was a murderer. Therefore, as much as it pains me to say, I must concede the inspector probably did not shoot the girl. So that's it, the inspector is off the hook. No, there's still the matter of the incident as less hellish. What incident is this? I know nothing about it. Ha, as if you don't know. I keep seeing something move over here that's not on the actual screen. Whatever. The beggar rat was shot and killed in Las Hellas a few days ago. The attacker was described as a scowling police officer who wore an eye patch. Sound familiar to you? Go on, Falcon. Explain the pig out of this one. 5 minutes ago, I was at a loss, but I was recently presented with a piece of evidence that makes this answer all too clear. This was a false flag operation. False flag? Explain yourself, Falcon. Madam, what do you know about Remus's twin brother, the man known as Romulus? Not much, only I was forced to flee the country by our oppressive government around a month ago. That's a half-truth, madam. You see, it is correct that Romulus is being hunted by the police. But I've had a suspicion that the wolf was lurking in Paris itself, although I never managed to find definitive proof of this. Anyway, it turns out my suspicion was well-founded. He was recently apprehended, I think. You think? I don't know the details, but it doesn't matter. What's important is that a reliable friend found this on Romulus's person just moments ago. An eye patch. Romulus has perfect vision. Why would he need something like this? There's only one plausible explanation as part of the disguise, something to conceal his identity and make him appear as someone else. The disguise is saying that Romulus shot the beggar rat just to frame this police inspector. Exactly, madam. It's no coincidence Friar Romulus happened to find that very same... just another murder occurred today. So Remus was in on it too. Two wolves working together make this policeman look like a murderer. But why? Why would they do that? To rile you up, madam, to make you lust for violence. And if your actions today are anything to go by, I would say that they succeeded. Damn, I've been so stupid. How to let myself get so misled by a couple of wolves. This trial is over. Go, Inspector, you're free. It's about time. You're letting them walk, ma'am? Of course, it would be criminal to confine an innocent man any longer necessary, even if this man is a bitter, stubborn pig. Falcon. Yes? I don't understand you. You're stupid, you're reckless, but you fought beak and talon for my freedom. I'm starting to suspect you really aren't the Viridian killer at all. It certainly took a long time to pass that fact through your thick skull. Inspector, if you're still hunting that villain, maybe you should speak with Renard Volupus when this is all over, I mean. I hear he's been doing some research into the Viridian killer. Maybe he knows something. Maybe I will. Madame, it appears that your gang of rebel filth doesn't intend on assaulting the palace anytime soon. I'll relay that information to your artillerymen. Maybe we can keep a peaceful standoff going until this blows over. Thank you, I appreciate that. All of you, stay out of trouble. So what happens now, ma'am? We're going to continue our protest peacefully. We're going to stand here chanting and shouting until the Prime Minister and the King both step down out of sheer humiliation. It might take days, weeks, but if we manage to change this country without one more person being harmed, then... Well, look who returned. Madam, I just saw the police inspector strolling out here unharmed. Why did you let him go? That's simple, Remus. We all had a discussion. And we came to the conclusion that I had been misled by a couple of wolves. Oh? How many lies have you fed me, Friar? Just how much damage have you done to further your own goals? Did you help your brother kill the beggar rat in Les Hellas? Did you watch the girl die by the Place de Concorde? Now that I think about it, even the Croque Monsieur's death was surrounded by details that made little sense. I don't know what to think anymore. You know that this guy's a scumbag, at least, ma'am, and I say shoot him. Piero's right. We won't judge you for killing this man, madam. It's the least I deserve for my sins. Go ahead, madam. What are you waiting for? Pull the trigger. Do it. Falcon, you have proven yourself as having clear judgment. What do you say? Let him live. Because I saw that thing, so I'm not gonna... You know what's the right thing to do. Show us what kind of leader you wish to be. You're right. I said that this will be a bloodless revolution, and I can't make any exceptions. Not even for a monster like this wolf. Wow, this is amazing. Completely unprecedented. You've buckled all my expectations, avoided every temptation, and opted for an option that shouldn't even exist. Well done, madam. Well done, Falcon. You have demonstrated the power of pacifism in its purest form. But unfortunately for both of you, I'm no pacifist. Everyone get down! Did he shoot himself? Suicide, yep. Shooting himself in the head, what a loony. Hardly a surprise that the wolf would be too cowardly to face a real punishment. This isn't right. It's not the solution I wanted either, Falcon, but I can't say I'll mourn the friar's death. No, that's not what I mean. I meant that it doesn't make any sense for him to kill himself so abruptly. In that comment of his, it was almost like, I think we need to get out of here, all of us, right now. Falcon, what are you talking about? Ah, that was a gunshot, really close too. I can't afford to hesitate, it's me or them. Officer, hold your fire. No way, I can't afford to take chances, it's me or them. It's me or them. Fire every cannon! Can anyone hear me? Piero, Fontaine, hello, anyone? I'm here, madam. Falcon? Of all the people. I think I made a mistake, Falcon. Where did I go wrong? Was it when I lost my temper over seeing that dead girl? Or was it earlier when I shot that prosecutor? Or was it earlier still when I first listened to that monstrous fire in the first place? I've made a lot of mistakes. We've all made mistakes, madam. Most people's mistakes don't spark bloody revolutions. Can you move, madam? I don't think so. Give me a minute. I think I can clear some of this rubble. Dear Monsieur Volupes, I write to you from the Demerara Express. Modern technology truly is amazing. I decided to take your advice and have gone on vacation until things have settled down. The king fleeing to Britain, the Second Republic taking over, it's all crazy stuff. Anyway, before I left, I asked if you knew what happened to Falcon. Well, I got my hands on a copy of the official police report, and it says Falcon died during the attack on the barricade. But it also says the police didn't find a body. Same as Leon and Behrman. Weird, huh? Rumor has it they probably was blown away by cannon fire, but it doesn't sound right to me. The Falcon I knew was tough and intuitive. I think he found a way to escape and survive. So in my opinion, he's still out there. It's possible, isn't it? Anyway, I should wrap this letter up because I'm about to reach my stop, Vienna. I'll let you know how Mademoiselle Singh and her parents are doing. Maybe you should come pay a visit sometime. Send my regards to Mousy. Yours sincerely, Sparrowson. P.S. I see a person selling a Strudel. I can't read that shit at all. What is it? PPS. Delicious, that's what. Is that the end of this one, too? Oh, yeah, it is. Alright, well, that's the second one done. Tessa and Dave, additional character designs. Special thanks to the patented patient Kickstarters. This game would have been possible without you. You have reached the end of Route C, Fratern. By this ending, this is in Chapter 3. Try taking the trial different and see a different ending. Thank you for playing. Alright, so how do I unlock A? Oh, really? It's just don't speak up? Alright. Does it start here? Alright, Alright, let me go to the bathroom. And then I'll start with that one. If that's the wrong one, I'll go to the previous one. And then we'll go from there, and I'll finish out the entirety of this game. Might as well. Okay. The audio. Yeah, it's because I don't got the silent part of the game. Alright, so we'll start from here. There they are. Get through all of this. Stay silent. Just pull the trigger and be done with it. There's nothing more to see here. Let's go. Falcon, stop. What the hell how are you doing? Where are you going? Look around you, Sparrowson. Fat cat burglars are getting away with murder. Wolves have infested the courts and the churches. Severin Cocorico, perhaps the most righteous person in all of France, is lying dead at the hands of an unruly mob. Justice is dead, Sparrowson. It doesn't have to be like that. You could have done something to save Severin. You want to be a heroic lawyer so badly? Fine, go be a hero. You don't need my help. The key to the Aviary attorney office. Take it. What? What are you? No, stop with the melodrama, Falcon. If we're here, we'll be able to tell Inspector Valetier what we saw and be able to arrest the rebels before they escape. So do it. You don't need me to hold your hand. And then when you see the inspector, make sure to tell him this. The Viridian killer has returned. The Viridian killer? I don't understand. Falcon, where are you going? Falcon? I wish to continue. Yes. I might. I think that Papa would buy this place just for little old me. I must throw a party to celebrate. Let's see. I'll need some lights, some decorations, and some world-class cuisine. Bloody rare steak, perhaps. What to do about music? Oh, I should ask my papa if he knows any pop star. Someone cool like Monsieur Lisette. You disgust me. Who said that? It was you, Dame Catalina. It was you who showed me the ugly face of injustice. It was you who taught me that our court system is corrupt to the core. It was you who made me realize that if a man desires justice, he must bring it about it with his own two hands. What's with that mask? Monsieur Falcon, is that you? Falcon is dead. He perished in the graves that lie under our very feet. You can call me the Viridian Killer. The Viridian... Oh shit. Is he actually? Liberté! Is he really? What am I supposed to do now? Falcon? Oh, it's you, Inspector. Monsieur Espresso, I must congratulate you. Thanks to your quick actions on Wednesday, we were able to find and apprehend the rebel leader while she still looked in her den. I was doing my duty, Inspector. Dark Falcon, indeed. Don't be so modest. Lesser men... It's Owlman. Anyway. Lesser men wouldn't have delved into the catacombs so brazenly. You're a hero. But Cocorico died, and I can't but feel I could have done something to save him. Cocorico died an honorable and righteous man. His sacrifice wasn't for nothing. Still. Sparrowson, if you're looking to redeem Cocorico's death in a fitting manner, then I have the perfect gift for you. Here, take it. What's this? It looks like a license to practice law. Does this mean... Correct. In light of the extreme circumstance, the king has granted you the power of an interim prosecutor. Legal license has been added to your evidence folder. Wow, I'm an officially qualified lawyer, and as a prosecutor, no less. This is just temporary, you understand? But if you prove yourself, who knows? Maybe you could pull some strings. Maybe I could pull some strings and make it permanent. This is amazing, but wait, why have you given me this? I'm glad you asked. We need a prosecutor to lead the case against Leon Bermont, the ringleader of the rebel group. Bermont, the scary-looking lioness? Correct. I'd be honored to take the job, but why aren't you asking one of the other prosecutors, like, I don't know, Rupert Rabington? Rabington, huh? I wouldn't trust that klutz to make my teeth, let alone handle a case as important as this. Sparrowson, you clearly have nerves and brains. I'm confident that you are ready to take this on. Okay, I'll do it. So, what do I do? Well, your job is to prosecute and interview Burma. You've already beat all the information we can get out of her, but you must read Burma her charges and see if you can uncover any new facts. Right, got it. And what charges would those be? There are 3. First, the murder of Severin Cocorico. Of course. Second, conspiring to incite a rebellion. Makes sense. Third, the murder of Dame Cataline de Miao. Right. Wait, what? Oh, you didn't hear the news? On Friday evening, there was an enormous explosion at Chateau Crine... whatever. Only one person was inside at the time, Dame Cataline de Miao, and she was killed instantly. What was she doing there? I thought Baron Rogil owned the household. In light of the Baron's death, his properties were auctioned off. The de Miaos were the ones who to purchase the chateau. We suspect that Dame Cataline was touring the hall for the first time when she met her fate. This is surreal. But wait, you arrested Leon Bermeo straight after I met you, right? And that was on Wednesday afternoon. How could they possibly be guilty of committing a crime on Friday evening if she was already in custody at the time? Simple. She has a large gang. She didn't plant the explosives herself, but we can't be sure that she gave the order. But we can be sure she gave the order. I don't understand the motive. Do you hate Dame Cataline? Come on, Sparrowson, you've been granted prosecutor powers. You must start thinking like a prosecutor. Right, okay, Bermeo already have Dame Cataline because she hates Burgoyes. It was an attack on the Burgoyes. A rebel like Bermeo would no doubt have a deep hatred for the higher class society. Even in jail, she wants them dead. That's a good theory. You seem to have a solid grasp on the rebel mindset, at least. Anyway, you may also want to see the crime scene for yourself. Chateau Crignon? Yeah, it's just a giant mountain of rubble now, but as a prosecutor, you ought to see with your own eyes. Right, got it. Trial's in 3 days' time. Bermeo's fate is all but guaranteed. So just turn up the courthouse, and you'll be fine. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait a minute, Inspector, about Falcon. You told me he turned cowardly and fled. What of it? Never mind. I'm sorry that your friend ran away, Sparrowson, but try to focus on the case. That's what matters. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna be the best prosecutor Paris has ever seen. With a glint in my eye. Wow, it's completely destroyed. I think this is where the foyer was. So the main hall must be that big pile of charred rubble over there. Must have been one heck of an explosion. How many gunpowder kegs were used? Aha! A lawyer. Ah! Robino, don't sneak up on me like that. Wait, shouldn't you be doing community service at Louvre? Nope, I've done my time, now I'm free to follow my passion. Your passion for scaring people? No, Birb, my passion of wartime photography. See, when I heard the massive explosion last week, I knew that I could get some juicy action shots. Excuse me. I was the first on the scene. Juicy action shots? Haven't you heard? Photographs of violence, death, and mayhem all make for great photograph opportunities. Classy. Don't judge me. People will pay big money for this stuff. Art galleries, newspapers, lawyers. Speaking of which, where's that partner of yours? The big guy. We don't work together anymore. Really? That's unfortunate. Managed to get this great photograph of the event, and I figured if he was attached to the case, he might be interested in it. Hey, I'm working on the case. Show me. Really? You are? Really? Alright then. This is your great photograph. It's blurry. I can't make anything out. Well, yeah, I need at least 30-second exposure for a good picture. It's not my fault that stupid people move around and ruin it. What good is a blurry picture to me? I can touch it up if you want, draw over the blur, add some details. No doctoring. Bad Robino. Jeez, you lawyers are a confusing bunch. Look, this is the only photograph of the event. Do you want it or not? I'll take it. Fine, I'll take it off your hands. Whoa, I didn't say you could have this for free. 20 francs. 20 francs for that garbage. 20 francs for this work of art that could sell to a collector for 10,000 francs? You're robbing me blind at 20. 10. No bartering. 20 or no photograph for you. Fine, I'll take it for 20. Alright, here's your money, you thief. And here's your photograph. It's a pleasure doing business with you, buddy. Blurry photo has been added to your evidence folder. Now, if you excuse me, I have a crime scene to examine. Yes. There's indeed a big pile of rubble. Me when I open up the hood of my car. Yes, it appears the engine is made of engine. Does Inspector Voltaire really expect me to troll through this wreckage for clues? I'll be here all day and night. If you're looking for gold and valuables, forget it. Looters picked the place clean within hours after the explosion. I'm here for gold and look for clues. Sure you are. Well, either way, there's nothing left of value here. Can I make a suggestion from one buddy to another? Try the garden. The garden? The explosion disintegrated the whole front of the house, but the back was pretty much untouched. So if there's any clues left, I'd wager that would be the place to look. Oh, thanks, Rubino. That's a big help. Oh, I was hoping for a tip or something. The place is practically untouched. It's almost identical to when I was here, to when I was last here. Well, I guess it's time to go clue hunting. The statue's a little quiet. Maybe it's just a little hoarse. Hey, Falcon, I have a joke. A horse walks into a bar and... Never mind. The statue is innately beautiful, wouldn't you say, Falcon? Fountain is still running. I wonder who pays for the maintenance costs. I can't quite see inside the top of the basement here, but I can't imagine there'd be another mystery cigar. Take a look anyway. Yeah, I couldn't hurt the leg, I suppose, but I refuse to get my feet wet. There's something dangling out the top. If I stand on my tippy toes, I could just about reach it without falling in. I did it! It's a scrap of paper. It looks like it's been torn off of something. I see some writing. It's a little smudged from the water, but I can still read it. Let's see. Sparrowson, believe in yourself. No way. This is a message for me. Did Falcon write this? Did he leave a message here because he knew I would check the fountain? But that means did Falcon play a part in the explosion at the chateau? Oh man, so many questions. I could definitely stash this away, but it might be a key piece of evidence in trial. Don't like the little cherub people. They can't be trusted. Oop. This was the spot where Monsieur Grenouille was killed. The bloody patch is no longer sticky, but the stain remains. I think that's it now. I'm done here. Bye garden, bye fountain, bye horse, and bye creepy cherubs. You're back. Find anything interesting? Yep. Oh, do share. It's nothing you'll be interested in. It's loitering stuff. Well, I'd best be getting on my way. Good day. Ahem. Yes? Do I receive a tip for generously letting you in on such a valuable lead? Sure, here's a tip. You can quickly remove the skin from potatoes by boiling them for a few minutes and then dunking them in cold water. Wait, is that real? that's actually a great tip. Wait, is that real? Hang on. I gotta Google that. Is that real? Can you remove the skin off potatoes boiling using cold water? Yes, you can easily remove potatoes by boiling and then using cold water. That acts as a quick, non-peeler method to separate the skin. Score a line around the center of the raw potatoes, boil until tender, then plunge them into an ice bath for 5 to 10 seconds. The skin will then slip off easily with your fingers, saving time and avoiding scraped knuckles. Oh shit! Use a knife to cut a shallow line in circumference before boiling. Alright, makes sense. I gotta try that. I gotta try that. That's actually a really great tip. Holy shit. Alright, I gotta try and remember that. Oh, wow, that is a great tip. Hello there. Tisk, another police officer. You look a little short for an interrogation specialist. Oh no, I'm not an officer. My name is Sparrowson. I'm a prosecutor. See, totally different. What does that slip say? Interim prosecutor? I knew I wouldn't be getting out of here alive, but they didn't have to insult me by putting some junior lawyer on my case. Hey, I'm no junior, I'm the real deal. Nice try. I saw the issue date on that slip. You're as fresh-faced as they come. Yeah, well, fresh-faced or not, I'm the one that's in charge of prosecuting you. So first things first, you are Leon Berman, are you not? Yeah, that's me. Okay, great. I'm in the right jail cell. That's a good start. Now, mademoiselle, I have to read your... Don't call me mademoiselle. Do I look like a child to you? Well, children don't normally lead rebellions, I guess. Anyway, madam, I have to read you your charges. Let's see, where to start. You're being charged with the murder of Severin Cocorico, and I know you're guilty of that because I saw it with my own eyes. Really? You saw that bird's death? Yep, I was lingering in the shadows. I heard your speech, I saw you put the pistol to his head and pull the trigger. I watched your expression. You didn't show a hint of remorse. You really were there. I had no idea we were being watched. I gave you too little credit. I thought you were a law school dork, but now I find that you're some sort of spy. I am like a spy, aren't I? The name's Sparrowson, licensed to practice law for the immediate future. My mistake, you're still a dork. Well, at least I'm not a murderer. This schoolyard banter is idiotic. Read me my next charge. Inciting a rebellion. You're being charged with conspiring to incite a rebellion. I suppose I'd be a fool to deny that. Stream, I'd say, is going pretty alright. I'm trying to do the last, bit before calling it. I never wanted violence, I thought. Maybe if I could do things right, this could be a peaceful rebellion. I would find that easier to believe, madam, if hundreds of weapons were found in your catacombs hideouts. Tisk, blame the wolf and crocodile would push me into buying them. Would you like to elaborate on that? Not really. I take full responsibility of my own actions. Read me my next charge. The murder of Katerline de Meow. You're being charged with the murder of Dame Katerline de Meow. Who? She's a Burgoy's kitten. Small, sickly sweet, flutters her eyelashes, and pulls your heart out when you least expect it. I have no idea who this person is. Well, there is an explosion at the show Friday evening. Inspector was confident that you were behind it. Last Friday when I was sitting in the jail cell? Yep, that Friday. I have no idea why the police feel like tacking on some random unrelated charge into my list of crimes, but it makes no difference. Even without that charge, I'm guaranteed to face the guillotine blade, right? Right, or the noose, if the judge is sick of guillotines that day. Maybe about a year-ish, give or take. Or at least just under a year, so approaching or there. But madam, I want to do my job right, and part of that involves not prosecuting you for the crimes you didn't commit. If there is any way you can prove that you weren't involved in the explosion at Chateau, please tell me now. No, let them charge me. Maybe I'll be taking the fall for some poor sod who doesn't deserve to be punished. That's not how justice works, madam. Heh, you know nothing of justice. Go on, what's my next charge? Actually, it looks like that's everything. Well, madam, I will see you in court shortly. I'll try to get to the bottom of the Chateau business, but in any case, I advise you to make peace with this world. Wait, it was Sparrowson, wasn't it? Let me ask you something before you go. Do you resent me for killing your friend? Yeah, I resent you, madam. Sovereign Krikorico was a good man. He was more than good. He was one of the most virtuous men I've ever met. When you killed him to justify some petty grudge, France became a much darker place. I'm going to see it that you were punished to the full extent of the law for each and every one of your horrific crimes. And when you were guillotined at the Place d'Austerlitz, maybe then France will reclaim a slither of the light that you stole. Damn. Yeah, what? I answered the question. I said I've been doing it for about a year, if not just under it. So, Sparrowson, how confident do you feel about this trial? I'm a little nervous, to be perfectly honest. Ah, don't you worry, a guilty verdict is all but guaranteed. I know, it's just scary because this is my first time presenting the case as a lawyer, not as an assistant. I should get an assistant. Ah, the doors are opening. Alright, settle down, everyone, settle down. Is the prosecution here? Sparrowson present, the prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Excellent. Are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. And it's my understanding the defense is representing themselves today, correct? That's your cue, madam. You can see that I'm here to skip this pantomime nonsense and convict me already. Now we have a procedure to follow, madam. Let's do this right. Fine, yes. I, Leon Bermort, am here. Very good. Now, defendant, you are being accused of 3 crimes. First, you are charged with the murder of Severin Coprico, a well-respected and benevolent prosecutor who worked for this very court. Another prosecutor would joke of a phrase. Silence, you please. Second, you are charged with conspiring to incite a rebellion, and we shall have our rebellion. I said silence. Order, order. Your third charge is for the murder of Dame Katerline de Meow. Sure, why not? Your Honor, I have no doubt the defendant is guilty of her first and second charges. In fact, I myself bore witness to the murder of Severin Coprico. I could even deliver a testimony of the events. That won't be necessary, I confess. Silence in the defense, please. Continue, prosecutor. As I was saying, those 2 charges aren't to be contended. In my mind, they are clear as day. But I'd like to address the third charge in this trial session. The bombing of Chateau Crinaire, the murder of Dame Katerline. I plead guilty. Not just to the murder of Dame whatever, but to all 3 charges. Plead whatever you like, madam. I don't believe that you played any part in the attack. You were in jail at the time of the incident. You couldn't have possibly had the means to even issue an order to a lackey. To help me uncover the truth, I call the investigative officer, Inspector Borletti, to the stand. Please approach the stand and recite the oath. This is what are you playing at, Monsieur Sparrowson? What am I playing at? This was to be intended to be a straightforward trial. Why are you dragging this out with needless pedantry? I'm securing justice. Is that what you call this nonsense? Justice, fine, but you're wasting everyone's time if you ask me. Whatever, let's get this over with. I, Inspector Just Volatieri, whatever, I can't pronounce it today. Swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Excellent, on to the questioning. Now, Inspector, why do you believe that Madame Bermort is behind the bombing of the chateau? Is it obvious? Because he has a crystal clear motive. Madame wants a rebellion. By killing a prominent bourgeois figure in a dramatic manner, she stirs up tension between the classes. A motive? That's all you're going by? Obviously not. I have evidence too. You have evidence that Madame Bermot was behind the bombing? Real evidence? You didn't tell me about this before the trial. I didn't think it would be necessary to tell you. How was I to know that you would drag this out? Enough bickering, you two, Inspector. Present your evidence. Very well, Your Honor. This is a poster that was found at the crime scene. It was crudely fastened to a pillar around 50 meters from where the explosion occurred. You will all burn for your sins. That message is no doubt intended as a declaration of violence, a warning of what's to come. As you can see, the poster was damaged in the explosion and showing fire. Signatures at the bottom are nearly unreadable. Despite this, it's evidence that two names fit the space perfectly. Those names are Fontaine and Piero. Fontaine and Piero, the two bar dwellers? I mean, I knew they were rebels because I saw them in the catacombs with my own eyes, but do you really think they did this? Of course, no other names fit the gap, and it is far too much of a coincidence for it to be anyone else. It's true, I can't think of any other names that clearly fit in the gaps. The inspector's evidence appears to be pretty convincing, prosecutor. Are you done with your direct examination? No, Your Honor, no, I'm not. There is no way the poster was written by Fontaine and Piero, and I intend to prove it. You're welcome to try, but make it snappy, Monsieur Barrison. I'd like to statement to question. Yeah, we made this poster. There are other possibilities. Maybe Piero and Fontaine had no part in this attack. They are fugitive rebels associated with Madame Bermont, and their names fit the burn signature. But it's within the realm of possibility that another person was involved, right? Do you have someone in mind, prosecutor, or you're just picking at a theory? I have someone in mind. I do have someone in mind, actually. I have more than that. I have evidence that another person was involved in the Chateau crime attack. I found this note in the garden of the Chateau Senior. A note you say, let's have a look. Sparrowson, believe in yourself. What is this sentimental rubbish? Some sort of self-help pamphlet? Ignore the contents of the note from Inspector. Inspector on the shape of the paper. The shape, well, it appears to be torn corner of paper, probably ripped from a larger sheet. Wait, this tear. It looks familiar. You see it too, the torn edge of the note matches the torn corner of the poster. What conclusion can we draw from this? I posit that the person who wrote this note is the same person who designed and wrote the poster. That's a reasonable claim, but I don't see anything to indicate who wrote this note. It's unsigned. It doesn't need a signature, Inspector. I know of only one person who could leave a note in a place like that. I don't want to throw anyone under the horse carriage, especially this person. But while my opponent's the only person who fits is... Mon Dieu, what was that? An explosion. It sounded like it came from right outside. No doubt about it. Bermot, did you arrange this? Me? What? Me? No, I have no idea what's going on. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but well, in manner of speaking, how to put this. For pity's sake, spit it out. Fire! There's a big fire! Here in the palace? Not just the palace, the whole island is ablaze. It's crazy. We've got to get out of here now. Okay, you heard the rabbit. Everybody clear out. Court is adjourned. I'm not through with you, Bermot. Spit it out. You're behind this fire. I told you. I have no idea what's going on. Now, can you please undo my shackles so I can avoid burning to death? We need to go, Inspector. Don't lie to me, Lioness. Is this your plan? Is this one of your lackeys trying to break you out? Is this the start of the rebellion proper? You're acting ridiculous. I'm telling you, that explosion had nothing to do with me. You're telling the truth, aren't you? You honestly played no part in the chateau, and you honestly know nothing about this fire. Seriously, we have to go, Inspector. Right, let's go. Wait, Sparrowson. Undo my shackles, please. You aren't going to seriously let me die in here, are you? Of course not. Sit tight. I think they'll keep a spare key, a set of jail keys in the podium somewhere. I swear it's somewhere around here. Sparrowson, for what it's worth, I'm sorry for killing that prosecutor, Cocorico. I'd be lying if I said that killing that bird didn't bring me relief. It did. It took a weight off my heart that's been there for years. But I'm starting to think that what I did was, well, it wasn't justice. I don't think it was, at least. Ah, I found the key. Take it, undo your chains, and you're free to go. You let me walk? Yep. You know what, I'm going to take this opportunity to flee the country, right? Sounds good. Try Britain, or maybe America. Here, America is nice. Why are you doing this? I thought prosecutors were all about punishing the guilty. I don't know much about being a prosecutor, madam. I only had the job for 4 days, after all. But I do know that Cocorico wouldn't call a person burned to death justice, even if that person were guilty. I'm just following his example. You're following Cocorico's example? Was the Cocorico I saw as a child different to the Cocorico I killed? I don't know. I hear people can change, but we don't really have time for this discussion, madam. Because you now, fiery imminent death and stuff, right? You lead the way. Actually, I'm meeting the inspector out front. You may want to take a back exit. The inspector would see us both hanged if he knew what I just did. I understand that we probably won't meet again, so I suppose this is goodbye. Indeed, good luck, madam. And to you, Asparrowson, you are a first-rate lawyer. I'm first-rate? Good, you made it out safely. Any problems? Nope. Nope, no problems at all. Excellent. Looks like the rabbit was right. Buildings are on fire from riverside to riverside. We need to get off the island right away. Hold on, Inspector. There's something important I need to tell you. Save it. Our safety takes priority. The fastest way out of here would be Rue de something by Notre Dame. Let's not dawdle once to Sparrowton. Sparrowton, what the fuck? On the streets of the dependent people of all ages and classes scurry away from the engulfing fire. Smoke billows out of the burning buildings, enveloping the sky in a dark cloud. Tisk, this place is in utter chaos. Inspector, slow down. I really need to tell you this. It can wait. It really can't. Listen, back in the catacombs, Falcon told me something. I thought he was just saying stupid things because he was angry and stressed. But then when the Chateau incident, now this, well, I think he might have been telling the truth, and cut the preamble and spit it out. Falcon told me that he was a Viridian killer. Inspector? Are you okay? Heh, I knew it. Run along, Sparrowson, get off the island safely. You aren't coming too? No, I think I'm gonna go arrest the Viridian killer. I've hunted him for 18 years. And now I finally have my opportunity. You're gonna arrest Falcon, but you don't know where he is. I do know where he is. The arrogant Fliss de Put is watching us right now. He is? I don't see him. Like I said, this is my arrest to make, Sparrowson. Run along. Inspector? What do I do now? Such a beautiful view. A perfect place to watch the city burn. Inspector, it's about time. Come on, step out of the shadows. You. I knew it. I knew it, I knew it. I knew it! You were the one responsible for the bombings of the July Revolution. You were the one responsible for the bombings of today. You were the Viridian killer. I am. Ah, such a brazen confession. You knew before Sparrowson told you, didn't you? How long have you known? I've always had my suspicions of Falcon acting as a defense lawyer. Laughable. It is in your nature to be a bird of prey. But it wasn't until Cocorico and I carried out an investigation that the suspicion turned to evidence-based reasoning. You changed your name between 1829 and 1832. Why? Because you wanted to distance yourself from your old identity, that of the Viridian killer. I knew that you had a murderous spirit in you. I knew that under the right pressure, I could draw that spirit. So I created a perfect scenario. You were a fool, Inspector, but I can't fault your intuition. I suppose you wish to arrest me. Of course I will arrest you. I'll have you tried, and I'll have you executed in the name of justice. Justice. You talk as if I'm the only one who stands here as a sinner. You, Inspector, are just as guilty as I am. Ha! I am an upstanding citizen. You were the one responsible for severing Cocorico's death. You were the one who ordered him to undertake a mission that he had no chance of completing. You knew from the moment that you sent him to confront the rebels that he would be killed like a street dog. And for what? To anger me? To make me lash out? Oh, congratulations, you succeeded, and here I stand as a Viridian killer. Cocorico is dead and Paris is ablaze. Dozens have died so you can fulfill your lust for punishing criminals. I have broken no law. I have done no wrong. You think the law defines right and wrong? That's a disgusting level of naivety. Regardless of what's written in the law books, we are both sinners of the worst kind, Inspector. We both deserve justice. So let's be judged by the way of the ancient regime. Let us settle this through the oldest form of trial known to man. The oldest form of trial you wish to duel? Indeed. I am sure you brought a pistol. I brought one of my own. This is a farce. I'm not going to duel you. I'm not going to give you a choice. On the count of 5, I'm going to turn and shoot. You can participate, or you can be killed. You really are the monster I expected you to be, Viridian killer. Count. 1. I can just turn and blast them? Nah, I feel like it'd be fair. Badass indeed. I could just turn and blast his ass. 2. 3. Just turn on 4. 4. 5. That's the final count, Inspector. Why haven't you turned to shoot me? I see, I misjudged you. I thought you hated criminals through and through, but here you are showing mercy to your worst enemy. You are a lawful man, a virtuous man. But you still await judgment for the death of Severin Cocorico. If you thought you could escape punishment just because you were willing to show me mercy, well, you are very much mistaken. You dishonorable Connard, shooting a man in the back. I never claimed to be honorable, nor did I. Wait, what? He counted the 5. Falcon. So this is how it ends for us. 2 old birds going up in flame. I can hear the people chanting liberty, equality, fraternity. The rebellion really has begun. No, this isn't right. I can't leave things like this. Inspector, I have a confession. I am not the Viridian killer. Yes, I bombed Chateau. I did that to get revenge on an enemy of mine. And yes, I did set the city ablaze on fire to spite you. But the Viridian killer, the one who maimed you in July Revolution 18 years ago, that wasn't me. I have no idea who that person is. Did you hear me, Inspector? Oh, you're already gone. Maybe it's for the best that you didn't hear. Truth is overrated anyway. This is it. This is my time to go. Not on my watch. Come on your feet. Sparrowson? How is he, Doctor? Physically, Falcon's injuries are pretty minor, just some minor burns and a superficial gunshot wound. But mentally, I think he'll need a little time. I see. Don't fret, this hospital has the best mental health care in all of Europe. We'll do everything we can do to put him right. Thank you, Doctor. Can I speak to him? Sure, that's no problem at all. Actually, you should take him for a walk by the river. Maybe that'll do him some good. Hi, Sparrowson. Hi, Falcon. Feeling okay? Yeah. Don't worry, I haven't gone loopy. That's a relief. Come on, let's take a walk. So it looks like the rebel uprising was successful, the Prime Minister fled, and the King was booted out of the country. France has a new and scary future ahead of it, doesn't it? Yeah, I suppose so. I hear Judge Maxime granted you a full legal license. Yeah, I'm a real attorney now. Congratulations are in order. You must be proud. I am. Have you decided what kind of law you're going to specialize in? I'm gonna be a defense attorney like you, I suppose. A defense attorney, huh? It suits you. You think so? Yeah, you're good at playing the hero. I think we've made enough small talk, Falcon. There's something serious we need to discuss. The bombings, only Inspector Valente and I knew that you were behind the attacks on the Chateau and the courthouse. Only he and I knew that you were the Viridian killer. So with him gone, it's just me. I see. Do you plan on turning me in? No. Why not? It's difficult to say. I'm still trying to get a handle on this justice malarkey right now. I don't know what's right or wrong. Are you a murderer? Should you be in prison? I don't know. This whole thing's a mess. I find myself asking, what would Cocorico do? Probably give a stupid Voltaire quip. Yeah, I guess. Listen, Sparrowson, I want to thank you for not turning me in, but I think I'm going to stay at the hospital for a little while. Or maybe a long while. You can call it a penance if you want. I understand. You know, you could just go, make a run for it. I won't be able to catch you. I bet you'd even make it all the way to Callus. Yeah, I probably could, but I won't. You don't want to be free? Of course I want to fly away more than anything. But some birds need to be kept caged. Now, I want to try a different outcome. You have ended the ending of your siege. It shows me to tackle a different ending. Thank you for playing. I still got a little bit of time. Let's see. Visits his friend and mentor. Does this start where I think it starts? No, it doesn't. Alright. Continue without saving, or quit without saving. Load a previous day. Can I go through this fast enough to... to wait. Probably. Super confident. Let's go kick some derriere. Justice, because I want to stick with that. No. So you didn't even need the photograph at all. Wait. Thought you hate criminals through and through, but here you are showing mercy to your worst enemy. You are a lawful man, a virtuous man. But you still await judgment for the death of Severin Cocorico. Escape punishment just because you were willing to show me mercy well. You are very much mistaken. Shooting a man in the back never claimed to be honorable. Nor did I. Oh, I didn't even know that he said nor did I. Okay, so it ends the same way anyway. Or maybe it ends that way with the... I don't know. Okay, so it ends the same way anyway. I'll stick with the defense attorney. Yes. Kinda have to, Falcon. You didn't just commit a couple of petty crimes, you killed people, innocent people. We can try to pretty it up by talking about your intent, but at the end of the day, you deserve to stand trial for your crimes. I understand. Don't worry, Sparrowson, I won't resent you, no matter the outcome. I'll try to talk my way into becoming attached to your case. Maybe I can convince the judge to grant you a little leniency. I appreciate the thoughts, Sparrowson, but murdering a police officer is a grave offense. For me, it's death by a guillotine or death by hanging. There's no point in denying the truth, huh? You know, you could just go, make a run for it. I won't be able to catch you, but you could even make it all the way to the house. Yeah, I probably could, but I won't. You don't want to be free? Of course I want to fly away more than anything. Some birds need to be kept caged. Alright, well that's actually everything. Alright, so it really didn't change the outcome by waiting, so shooting him at any point doesn't change. But that's it. I think B was definitely my favorite in terms of the lengthy one. I mean, it's lengthier, but it definitely felt like it was the best outcome possible. Like, this one kind of went better for the most part. Well, maybe not. because it did end in shit going up in kabooms. So yeah, case B was the best way. But no, that's honestly not a bad game. Not a bad game at all. I wonder if they made anything else. Let me check. You can also close that guide. I don't need it anymore. Let's see. Store page. Did they ever make like a sequel? 77, unsupported. Very positive. Let's see what if I hit sketchy logic. Does it give me more? Oh, they actually sell the soundtrack. It was $15 in 2015. I remember picking it up around then. Maybe I did. Either way. Alright, so yeah, not a bad game. It's almost 2:30. I finished the game. I'm not gonna start anything else up because there's no point since I would have to kill the stream in a half hour-ish or so anyway. So I'll end it here. I'll either give myself a break tomorrow or I don't know, maybe I'll go through my Steam library and figure out what to play. Let me actually, I already closed it. I'll probably go through it and take a peek, see what I feel like trying to stream. I don't know what, but I'll figure something out. But for now, that's it. That's where it's going to end. It's a good game. Definitely a good game. I wonder if they'll ever make a sequel. They might not. Because if they did, they'd have to basically do the sequel off of this branch. Like, I mean, technically, I guess they could make a sequel off of any of these, or of the other two. But I think this would probably be labeled the true ending. I think the B route would probably be definitely a true ending. It's kind of funny that A is labeled as that, but I'd say B would probably be true. But yeah, anyway. Thanks for watching, peoples. Not sure what else to say. I suck at closing these out. Pretty much like I said, I'll either give myself a break while I try and figure out what else to play, or I'll just jump into something random that I already have and just play it for a bit, I guess. They don't exactly have a insanely massive following to get like a vote on something, so I just have to pick something and go with it. But yeah, that'll be it. So thanks for tuning in. Hope to see y'all tomorrow, or if not tomorrow, the day after. If I decide to give myself a break. Jesus, I can't speak. I can't speak words. All right, adios. Oh my God, why does it do that?